How's it going, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the Average Overlanders podcast. I'm Jared,
and I'm Ben.
And tonight we've got two guests with us, very special. Rob and Avis from Overland V1.0.
V1.0.
All right, I got it.
On all the socials.
On all socials, YouTube, Instagram. You know, your YouTube actually is really rad.
Thank you.
I've watched it a bunch just because, I mean, you guys, we'll get into the vehicles later, but I geek out on your truck a lot. And I'm sure a lot of people do. So
a lot of people geek out on that truck.
Yeah.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
It almost rusted away too with Mojave. So,
it almost did. I still did you look under it? Did you see my leaf springs?
I was looking at that. Yeah.
Scars from that trip.
Yeah.
Geez, still.
Yeah. For context for our listeners, I actually went with you guys at the Mojave Trail. We did the trip together, and that was during the I don't know what we want to call it, but there was like some rain, and the dry lake bed turned into not so dry. It was mud stuck to the vehicle. It's all salt.
Oh yeah,
and it just rusted everything. Surface rust.
Yeah, it was brutal.
And you know, Ben, I'd mentioned to you before that was honestly, since we've been living out west, one of the best trips we've ever done. And oddly enough, we didn't film any of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We threw stuff on our YouTube
it,
channel.
yeah.
We just enjoyed it. Yeah. It was like one of those trips that happened and nobody really knows.
We had a really good crew, and I always say it's about the food and the people that kind of make wherever you go. And we had a really good group, and obviously some good food.
Yeah, it was our first trip out with you, and I heard we had to be vetted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true. Opt Offroad, Kristen and Jason, they vouch for you guys.
I heard.
And I was like, okay, I'll let them in. I'll let them in. No, I'm glad you guys came and had a really good time.
I know I'm jealous. I didn't get to go on that one. And afterwards, I'm hearing all about it. I'm like, son of a bitch. It sounds so rad.
He's actually never done Mojave with me.
No, we've gone separate times. Like I've
just
been
not
out
together.
There. Yeah.
Wow.
One of these days.
We have a podcast together.
we don't off-road together.
You guys get enough time together?
Yeah, I'm sick of him by the time.
The weekend comes. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, we went to our buddy's 50th birthday party together, but we don't camp together.
Yeah. I went out this weekend. You didn't.
No. Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had a really good time, and there was one sketchy part. I mean, your truck. I mean, if anybody can find you on social media, they know you have a really big rig.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about your rig?
Yeah, sure. Well, we have a couple rigs, but the rig you're talking about, the one that everybody cares about, is we have a 2021 Ram 3500. It's a regular cab, which makes it a little bit unique. Mm-hmm. And we've converted it to a flatbed with a four-wheel camper Hawk on it and a bunch of other modifications to it. It's run 37s, 13.5 Nitto mud grapplers.
Suspension.
Wait, those are only 37s?
They look beefy, don't they?
Only.
Yeah.
Did you hear him say only?
Yeah, I did.
They're only.
He pulled
37.
up next to mine, and I'm like, that thing looks massive compared to my truck.
So true story. When we were planning that build out, before anything got ordered, we planned out that entire build, just top to bottom.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, well, as much as we could, right? Even once you build
get into it,
there's still some things that you end up doing that we did afterwards. But we put it all on paper. We agonized over everything we wanted to do to it. And tires, Avis will tell you, like, I kid you not, I literally lost sleep over tires.
Oh my god!
I didn't know.
Not once.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to go with 40s, and then I didn't want to go with 40s, and I wanted to go with 40, and I just back and forth. And in the end,
Big decision. You go mud trains, all trains, or what are you going to do? Yeah,
man, it was like I agonized over that more than anything else with that truck.
Really.
And in the end, I'm glad we did that. Those 37s, right? Having had to have changed one.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm glad these aren't 40.
Yeah, that's no fun. Do you carry like some sort of special jack to lift up your truck? Because it's a heavy truck.
I do actually carry a Pro Eagle Kraken, not Kraken. It's their big 3-ton jack.
Okay, the floor jack.
The floor jack. Yeah, we carry that in there, and it'll lift a corner of the truck.
Yeah. I mean, that's typically all you really need, though.
That's typically all you really need. Yeah.
Which bed is it? That's the
Norwell.
The Norwell.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the Norwell Weekender Deluxe.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the optional tunnel box on it.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, I love that. That toolbox is like the best.
Yeah.
And then it comes raw aluminum, so we had it powder coated, and I really think that makes a huge difference, and just
Yeah, all
Kinda
black.
makes it look-
It ties it in.
Ties it in better. Yeah.
Ties it in nicely. The curtains really do.
Yeah.
Not a knock to the guys that are running the raw aluminum, but
Hey, those are cool,
it looks
too.
pretty nice powder coated.
It does.
Oh no, it definitely does. I mean, is it the same model that Flatbed Tundra has on his Tundra?
I think it's a little different. I know he has the same brand.
It's the same brand, but I didn't know if it was the same model, like the Weekend
It
or
is.
whatever.
He doesn't have the drawer in the back though, does he?
The pull
Yeah,
out.
I don't think it has a pull out. Yeah.
He has the water. I know he has the water tank.
Like, yeah, all the side boxes and stuff. That's one thing I wish. Like we wanted to do the flatbed, but it was like way more than I could budget at the time. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
not inexpensive.
and then a lot of people were saying like Bound for Nowhere and all them, like they were saying they had issues with the Tundra frame because the C-channel frame, and it was just not good with they're having issues with it in the flatbed. So they're like, oh no, just do a slide in. So I'm like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
Cool, save me some money, but
But then they
I
went
wish I
and
had
built another
storage.
flatbed on another Tundra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
I
seen their
fully
new
bought the new
build?
Tundra. Yeah, I think so
It's
beautiful.
pretty,
Yeah, it's
right?
pretty.
Yeah. The old retro stripes on it.
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
really nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I that's the one thing I wish I had was more storage, because if we just have the camper and then nowhere else to store anything, so you have all those outdoor bins everywhere, which is rad.
It's really, really nice. Yeah, I'll tell you though, if I had to do over again, I may consider one of the Bowen trays. Sorry, no weld. But
The Bowens are nice. That's the ones I was
they
looking at.
they sit a little lower, and and I know part of the reason our tray sits up as high as it does is because it has that drawer in the rear. But as we've actually gotten out and used the truck and wheeled it a bit, it's pretty top heavy, and I've had some pretty butt clenching moments. Ben got to,
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Oh yeah,
Ben got to witness one of them.
yeah.
So man, just being, if that tray just sat another 3 or 4 inches lower, like that would be pretty huge. So it, had to do the whole build over again. Something I might look at is either not getting the drawer so the tray can sit lower, or maybe doing, one of the Bowens. They do sit a little lower.
Yeah.
Did they still have a tray on the back though, or no?
I think you can get a drawer, and they somehow have manipulated it
Something
so
similar. Maybe it's a little shallower depth or
Something.
something.
I
Yeah.
think it has a channel, more of a channel in the middle, so it's kind of like.
Oh, not as wide. It's more of a skinny drawer or something.
Well, I think the
So
middle
that
is
it-
unusable.
so it's able to sit
and then,
lower.
and then because like even ours, like the center comes up a little bit, but I think in the other ones I've seen, like it's higher in the middle. Not sure though.
Yeah. Well, you are top heavy.
it's a little tougher. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the moment you were talking about was kind of butt clinching was we were on the Mojave Trail and you were going up in the mountain pass area, and it was kind of washed out and everything. And then it looked like people had laid down some boards to like kind of like bridge the gap
A little bit. Yeah.
a little bit, And he's so wide too, because I mean, he's a 3500.
I think I know exactly where you're talking about.
You
I
do,
went,
yeah. And he was kind of like looking at it, and we were trying to like guide him through, and man, he made it.
Yeah.
But I would have been stressing.
Yeah, in any other rig, I wouldn't have given that a second thought. But I've driven that truck enough in enough situations. I know what gets sketchy and what doesn't.
You know your limits a little bit.
Know my limit. I haven't found my limits, thankfully.
That's good,
I don't want to find my limits.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I know what's uncomfortable, and that was definitely uncomfortable. And I think too, when you're talking about those railroad ties or whatever it was they had trying to fill the gap. I mean that is not a light truck.
No,
So,
yeah.
You guys have any guesses what that truck weighs?
Ooh, geez.
12,000 pounds.
I'm not even gonna guess. Okay. I'll go with it.
Ben's pretty much spot
Yeah,
on. It's about
I was good.
6 tons.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which blows people away. Most people, when I tell them that, that's a good guess, because a lot of people think it weighs.
I literally just threw that out there.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, that sounds good.
I was like, what's really heavy? 12,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot lot and so you drive. Do you guys know Sean Da Silva?
That
sounds super familiar.
He had a build very similar that he rolled. Like he basically was driving a shelf road, and the shelf road collapsed underneath the truck, and he rolled it like 10 or 12 times. Down the hill, and I always think about that when I'm in that truck. Like things that you would think, like if you're in a 6,000 pound Jeep, you're like, not such a big deal. Now I'm driving a 12,000 pound rig.
Yeah,
putting a little more stress on the road, right?
Yeah. No, totally. And those railroad ties, I mean, who knows how long those have been there?
Yeah.
Or how well they were engineered.
Right? Is that wood rotted out? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was a pucker moment, that's for sure. But, once you guys got through that, it was pretty much smooth sailing until we got to the Joshua Tree Forest, and I remember looking in my side view mirror, and Avis is like over there, like kind of gently pushing up on the Joshua Tree, so you didn't rip off the arms and everything.
I still have PTSD from that.
Yeah, we still talk about that.
How tall is it? Do you know?
Yeah, so closed up, it's about 9'3", 9'4".
So you can't even go through a drive-through because they always
That's
say
a good
9-foot
thing.
clearance. Yeah, I know, right?
No drive-throughs.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
no. Rob's job is to drive it. I do a lot of the spotting when we're out, and the Joshua trees really they wore me out.
How long has that section been? I mean, that was not a short.
It's typically that's on day 2, and it's about 3/4 of the day.
Yeah.
So it's some miles.
You get some serious limb risers or something on that thing.
Well, not even that. I mean, because the way it comes to the 4-wheel camper, you have that big flat face.
They'd have to attach up to the camper or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But they were trying not to hurt the Joshua trees.
No,
either.
obviously,
So it was like they were really careful driving through there.
That's good. That's good.
I know. I told Avis the whole time. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for the rest of the group. Nobody else has to care about this, and we're like slowing everybody down." But it was a good group. No,
I didn't ask them the height of their vehicle when I vetted them. No, we had a good time.
Trail restrictions.
Honestly,
You must be this tall to.
Well, if we do it again, I don't know. Maybe we'll bring the camper, or maybe we'll bring something else. I don't know.
yeah, because you do have a couple other vehicles.
We do. Yeah, we have.
I mean, one that you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah,
Tell us outside.
I have a Tacoma that's been around and getting some work done to it. We have a Jeep Ursa Minor build that's
I heard about that.
Mostly Avis's. She kind of uses it for her girls' camping trips. But it's a super nice Jeep build. Like, I'm kind of jelly of it.
I saw an Ursa Minor when I was driving to work the other day on a JL, and I was just like, man, that was just so dope.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Is that the one I've seen, like, you guys towing around and stuff like that? Sometimes?
No, that's our little crawler.
Oh,
so we have a little 2-door
crawler
that it's on 39s.
Oh, shit. Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
It's Little Jeep.
It's a Johnson Valley rig, dude.
Yeah,
Its
big
name
time.
is Little Jeep.
Yeah.
Little Jeep?
We call it Little Jeep. Yeah.
Is it a TJ, YJ, LJ?
It's a JK. It's a 2012 JK. Has about 58,000 miles on it, so not really that many. Yeah.
Wow.
Trail miles.
Yeah.
Trail miles, yeah. And it's it's not much to look at. It's kind of a rough looking build, but it's built well and it's fun. My son and I were just out in it. It was about 6 or 8 weeks ago, running a local trail down there in southern Utah with some local folks, and we caught it on fire.
Oh, shut up.
Your Jeep caught on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
The power steering pump.
Wait, hold on. It's built well. It's built well.
It's on fire sometimes,
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
It's a Jeep.
What ended
It's a
up
Jeep thing.
So it still, I say it's built well, but it still had the stock steering system on it. That was about the only thing on it that really hadn't been upgraded. And so we apparently distressed the system beyond what it should have been. And
Well, you're running 39s with a stock steering.
yeah.
You need like the hydro or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we moved over to a very expensive PSC system on it now. It's super nice. It's got its own, radiator to keep the steering cool and all that. Like it's nice. But yeah, but I did not have that on there about 2 months ago, and we overheated the power steering, which then blew up the power steering reservoir, melted through a winch cable, which caused arcing, and
series of
events started
Snowball.
a little fire. Yeah. But thankfully we got it out pretty quick right when we noticed it.
Okay, so there's a lot of people talking about different ways to extinguish a fire and all these other things.
How
did you do that?
Fire?
Yeah.
That's a funny story.
So funny story. Like all of the rigs we have, at least one extinguisher, if not two. My little rock crawler, none. Had no extinguisher in it whatsoever. So like when it caught on fire, like I literally am out there, like I had like a gallon jug of water and I'm like blowing on it and dumping water. And
I can see out there.
Yeah. And cursing myself all the time. I'm like, why don't I have a damn extinguisher in this thing? That's so stupid. Like, like
Of all the rigs
one rig
probably
that's
needs
probably
it.
the most likely to catch on fire. But I've fixed that now. Now I have an extinguisher in it.
Yeah, well, you fix the steering and you fix the fire extinguisher situation. Yeah, because there's this girl I follow on Instagram. Her name's G.I. Jen. She does a lot of Porsche stuff and, not necessarily overlanding or anything. She does have a Cayenne, though. And her old school 912 caught fire. And this is like a vintage, like cream build. Wow. I don't know exactly what had happened, but she had some sort of like extinguisher that literally is like this stick thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it just put it out immediately. Yeah. She's like, this is the only reason why my 912 didn't burn to the ground.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, because I was like, I didn't know if it was like a traditional fire extinguisher or some other method.
Yeah, that's what we have in all the other rigs, is traditional fire extinguisher. But
you went old school air and water.
Yeah, I went old school air and water.
Dirt, throwing dirt at it. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it got saved.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. We, it just in the end it was, new steering system and a little bit of electrical work to fix the stuff that burned up. And
darn, have to upgrade.
Yeah,
had
right.
to upgrade.
Exactly.
That's what he told you. He's like, oh yeah, it caught on fire.
Oh no. I'm not that wife.
No, okay. You're like, cool.
You're like, go for it.
Yeah, he's been looking at potentially getting a new car, and I was like, oh well, what about this or what about that?
There's no voice or reason.
No.
Yeah, you don't have that.
That's what I need. I need a hype man. I need somebody to tell me like, let's do it.
I need somebody to tell me, no, don't. You got enough projects.
Yeah. No, that's totally Avis. Yeah. I'm like, hey, we should do that. And Avis is like, that's a great idea. We should do that 3 times.
I went out of town once, and I drove out of town with one of our kids and flew back in, and he picked me up from the airport. I'm like walking out, and he's like, I'm here. I'm waiting for you. And I'm like, I don't see you. Like, what did you drive? He's like, I'm in the orange Camaro. And I was like, really? Did you rent it? Did we buy it? Is it the fast one? Can I drive it?
Fast one. That's see, that's how you got the good one.
Yeah.
Did you get the fast one at least?
I did get the fast one.
Yeah.
I think I remember you telling me this story when we were out camping. You were telling me that you bought a fast car and you were like, oh man, I got a speeding ticket or something.
That was a different faster. So I don't really know if you can call that car fat. It was a Subaru STI.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
That when we first moved out here to Utah, I always wanted one of those when I was
that was cool.
Right?
Yeah.
JDM
and I never had
legend.
one. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting to be an older dude. I can afford to go buy this car. I'm going to go buy this car.
It's your midlife crisis car, right?
Kind of. Sort of. Had a few of those.
Yeah.
But so I went and bought this STI, and Avis and I were, legally doing the speed limit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some reason that an officer caught his eye on us and pulled us over. But
because he liked your car.
He liked my car, but I had the windows tinted dark and all that other stuff. So officer pulls us over. He comes up. He waits for backup and comes up.
Oh shit!
Comes up to the window, and the windows are still up. And then as he comes up, I roll the window down. And he looks in and just starts to kind of snicker a little bit. And he's like, this is not what I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I know. We're just a couple of, young kids.
Young kids out.
Yeah. and he was like, okay, just slow down. I was like, okay, thanks.
He was hoping for drugs. He was hoping for,
something. Yeah.
He's like, come on, run.
Yeah.
Shit.
Thought it was stolen.
Yeah.
No, those are nice cars, man. I've always wanted an STI too.
Yeah, fun car.
It's like I don't know what year you had, but like I remember they came out and they had like 330 horsepower.
They didn't really ever
in like a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's a lot of horsepower.
Yeah.
Man. Well, all-wheel drive. Did you ever like rally it?
No.
Take it off road?
No.
Rob always wants a fast car, but he never wants to drive the fast car unless conditions are proper and it's either too hot or too cold or too wet so he gets them and then he just wants to only drive it in pristine, perfect conditions, and that never in his mind is attained. So
I understand that.
Driver.
Yeah.
You don't want to scratch the car. You don't want to,
Yeah, you got to have something you don't brush marks.
Keep nice,
in.
We have like a little sedan I keep in the garage. I drive like 2 days a week, the rest of the time,
Exactly.
A little grocery getter cream puff.
A little grocery getter.
That's awesome. So you have the Ursa Minor Jeep, Avis.
Yeah.
Do you go to ladies' nights camp out?
I do.
Oh.
Is it still Lady Night Camp Out?
It is still ladies' night camp out. Jillian, I don't know if you're aware, but recently gave it up, and my friend Dulcie,
friend of the
taken
podcast,
it over. Yeah, so we're pretty excited. I'm her backup singer, if you will. Anything she needs, I'm there. I'm helping her. So yeah, we're really excited for a revamp of it. And
are you guys planning ones coming up, or?
Yeah, we have a Christmas camp out planned because everybody loves the Christmas camp out. That'll be December 1st through 3rd in the Lake Mead area.
All right.
Lake Mead, is that Vegas area?
Yeah, like southern Nevada.
Oh, that's where all the dead bodies are showing up.
Yeah, right?
You should make a Halloween camp out doing that.
Well, there's Dulcie is big into Halloween.
Oh, I know.
So I think there's been talk of a Halloween camp out for next year.
Oh, yeah.
She just recently took it over, so even getting together a Christmas one is feeling like a rush for her.
It's a lot of work.
It really is. Yeah. But I mean, everybody's rallied behind her because it's a great outlet for women. They just want to get together and camp. So
yeah,
it's coming back. Yeah, there should be a lot more this year. And so yeah, I'm gonna go to as many as I can.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, being in southern Utah, I mean, it's a little bit of a trek for you guys. I mean, there's ladies in Southern California that go. Who's the farthest away that like shows up?
So this year at the Christmas camp out, we had 2 ladies from Texas.
Oh,
Texas, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just a little bit. I mean, it takes you a day to drive across Texas.
just to get to the meetup.
Yeah, they made it like a whole trip, like 3 or 4 days out in the camping and then 3 or 4 days back. And
that's a good way to do it. Just make a whole adventure out of it.
I actually started following Ladies Night Camp Out from the East Coast because we moved out to the southern Utah area from Virginia a couple years ago. And so I was following it then. And then when we finally got to southern Utah, I was like, hey, I can actually go to one.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
It's definitely a good group of girls.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys kill it, and you guys even have to kind of like, you're talking about vetting, right? I mean, you guys have to like change a tire. You have to like make sure you have all this equipment and like all this other stuff. It's like,
it's like be self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient.
The official price for entry is you have to change the tire on the vehicle you're driving.
Yeah, if you have like submit a video or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's good though.
So it is good. It is good. Yeah.
I mean, you never know what you're going to run into. I mean, Allie Venture, she was on here not too long ago, and they had a ladies' night camp out kind of like thing, and they ran into some troubles, like mechanical troubles, and they fixed it. They got out.
Right up.
Yeah.
Were you on that trip by chance?
I missed that trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was down in Anza Borrego or something, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Things come up, man.
Yeah. It looked like a good time though. I mean, that's why we were getting jealous because we can't go. Why don't we take all these trips?
I mean, we talked about it when we were originally kind of spitballing the idea.
Yeah.
The whole reason why we started doing Little Smokies Camp Out is because we felt left out.
We were ladies guys only trip.
And then you invited the ladies.
I know we couldn't.
We don't discriminate.
I see.
No, we understand though why you all do that.
No,
I mean,
definitely.
that's awesome. I mean, I have 2 daughters, and I love for them to be a part of like a community that you guys have.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, no matter how capable you are as a woman, it seems like if I'm out with you guys and I get a thing in my tire that needs to be patched, like you guys are going to do it for me. Yeah. So when we eliminate that, I mean, while you eliminate that, then all the girls, they like rally behind each other, and it's, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the word empowerment, but it is a good feeling.
No, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's good for everyone to have this knowledge, regardless of gender.
Yeah.
Like, know how to change a tire, know how to get yourself out of a bad situation, know how to fix something. I mean, going back to Allie's thing, I guess one of them like lost a bolt to one of their shocks, and they had to shove an Allen wrench in there and like duct tape it up. I mean, hey, it worked. It got them off the trail.
Got them off.
Yeah.
I mean, using your skills and just kind of being creative.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like you're saying, you wouldn't have the opportunity because, like, if we're all camping together and something breaks, Rob and Ben and I, we're going to go out there and kind of figure it out, and we're not even going to ask your opinion. Unfortunately, you probably have a better idea of how to fix it maybe than us because we're a bunch of knuckleheads. But
no,
we're like, how can we make this worse?
Yeah, exactly. Get a rock, let's smash it. Yeah.
No, but I mean, I appreciate that I wouldn't have to do it, but it is fun to and then I can always call Rob and be like, hey.
I put out my own fire.
I'm 8 hours away. You need to come rescue me.
Yeah.
And he'll be there in 7.
Yeah. In his STI. Totally driving the speed limit. So going back to this orange Camaro.
Oh.
Is it what do they call it? The ZL1 or whatever?
No, so I don't have the orange Camaro anymore. But no, I bought just the SS, and then my plan was I was going to kind of do all the aftermarket stuff to it and headers and all that sort of stuff to kind of make it quicker than the ZL1. But yeah, it was Avis kind of pointed out, like I bought it, and then I drove it a little bit, and then it sat in the garage for like 4 months, and I was like, I'm not really driving this. I'm just going to sell it. And that's been like my thing. Like my off-road rigs, I keep going through all these other, like, because like she said, I get in my mind that like I want something kind of like fun and not scratched up, to drive.
Yeah.
And then I don't drive it.
Just sits there. Yeah.
Well, he puts it in the garage, and then to get it out is a big pain because you got to move the 4 other Overland rigs to,
Right.
get out of the driveway.
That too. Yeah, that's a thing too, right? It's a pain to get out. But it's a cycle. So like right now I'm kind of going through that cycle again. I'm like, Avis and I have been talking. I'm like, well, what should I get? Let's get something else here.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that's going to turn out.
I mean, that's why like I'm a total car guy as well. And I had my
you have a super cool little Mini Cooper.
Well, okay. So I got that because it was a total pile of shit. And it was all scratched up, paint peeling and everything. I was like, I won't care about what happens to it because previously I had a Alfa Romeo Giulia. That thing was pristine. I bought it brand new. Didn't have a scratch on it. And then where I live, there's like these rock quarries and then the rock trucks. And then they drop all their material and then you get kicked up. Every single car I own gets all like chipped up and jacked up and everything. I can't own a nice car in my area. So I sold the Giulia and I mean, I regret it, but I'm glad I did at the same time. But that Mini Cooper, I don't care about it. That's why I like rallied it out because it was like, it looks like it's used for rally. You know what I mean?
And it's still fun though.
Yeah, and it's still fun. I'm already going through another iteration of the build. Currently, I was just telling Jared about this. I just picked up front and rear sway bars, like carbon fiber sway bars and everything, and then I also got new tires, the Falcon, same tires but smaller, that I'm going to put on like some Mini Cooper rims that are more period correct for it and everything. So it's going to be like a legit looking rally car. And
That's
Jared,
super cool.
Yeah, and Jared's going to help me with some mud flaps because I don't want to kick up rocks at other people,
Yeah.
All the nice cars out there.
Didn't I see some video of you and Kristen was out in her Bug, right? And you guys were like racing around in there.
Oh, yeah, out in Johnson Valley, yeah.
Yeah.
That was after my serpentine belt totally destroyed itself and yeeted itself out, as the young kids say. Young bucks, they yeeted out the side of the vehicle. Jason and I Jason fixed it on the lake bed. And then we took the Sunset Cruise back to their place, took the back route. And man, there was some pretty decent obstacles. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Yeah, you have a whole lot of travel on that little thing,
Yeah. No, I mean, I got the upgraded suspension, but at the end of the day, like we were going through
Upgraded
washes that were just like, yeah, I got the flat out suspension.
Nice.
Yeah, it's they're coilovers, and they're like the guy who builds them does rally cars. He does half of the WRC stuff rally. So
Fun.
yeah, I should have got the upgraded version of that too, but I didn't want to spend double. I mean, literally the suspension, just the shocks, the coilovers, everything would have cost the same amount that I paid for the whole car.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, but now I'm upside down on upgrades to value of car.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Funny how that happens,
Right? But it's not about that. It's about the fun we're having,
Yeah. Can't put a price on fun, can you? Yeah.
No.
You can't, but you should.
Yeah, you should.
Well, now I have another baby, so I got to be a little bit more responsible. So,
Yeah.
this might be the final iteration of the build.
Being an adult sucks.
Right?
They grow up and they leave though, so there's that.
Oh, yeah, most of them do.
Yeah.
Well, part of the fun of being the adult is now I can afford all the toys I wanted when I was young.
Yeah.
Before I'm like, Dad, like your Subaru, like, hey, I wanted one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Avis, what's if you had to pick your dream build for yourself, would it be what you have, or would you pick something else?
No, there's no one dream build. I mean, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Just everything that you do. Ladies' night camp out, Rebelle, All the cool things.
Well, yeah. I mean, probably my Jeep then.
Yeah.
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 It's a pretty good all-around tool.
It is. It is. The Ursa Minor is very nice. Like, I really enjoy, like, just going up and down through the vehicle, and
That's
it's
really
capable.
nice. Totally
Change a
capable.
tire by myself.
Totally.
Yeah.
But now with like the Dodge though, you guys can go like how long have you guys gone out in that thing?
I think we've done close to 3 months.
Yeah.
That'd be
Full time, 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny. Most of the people we meet, like everybody thinks we're full time. We're not. I don't know why. Like we don't say that. I don't know
think they
why I'm
just
giving that
associate-
impression, but yeah,
They
I
asked
think
me
they,
that too. Like, oh, you guys living in this thing?
yeah,
I'm like,
I think they
for a
just
few
see the
days here
rig and they
there.
just assume it's
Yeah.
it's like full time. But I mean that that was a big draw to building that was we wanted to be able to stay out longer, and it's nice to have a little bit of comfort and heat and those sorts of things, right?
Washing dishes inside is a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet, especially in the cold.
Yeah.
Even cooking, like we were up 395 over the weekend and it was down in the 30s and it started raining, it started hailing on us at points, and we're like, fuck, let's just instead of
let's go
cook outside,
inside.
let's go inside, fire up that
Just go
stove,
inside.
shoot.
Yeah.
Jess was in there, she had the furnace going. I was outside just trying to stay warm, and like I go in there, I'm like, holy, like sweating and shit. I'm like, goddamn. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we got some rain on our Mojave trip, and you guys were just totally dry.
Yeah.
Loving
Yeah,
it.
we did not feel the least bit guilty at all.
Oh no,
Peasants.
that was actually on New Year's Eve. We all, we were out there,
That's right.
and that's when it rained because we were on
Yeah.
that campsite. Yeah,
The weather was a little miserable
yeah,
for sure.
that day for
Yeah.
sure.
But it makes it memorable. If it was like, if there's no rain, the weather was perfect, you wouldn't have all that mud, you wouldn't have that story to tell, of
Yeah,
all the excitement and
rusting holes and
rusting holes. Yeah, come on.
Man, honestly, I just kind of like ignored it. I did the dirt stripper car wash thing. I hosed that thing off for hours.
Yeah,
I did what I could, but there's stuff in there I'm sure that I didn't get.
yeah.
You'd
I'm
never get it all
quite
out.
certain there's still dirt coming out from that trip.
Well, they make these things where you can actually plug it into the frame,
Oh, I've seen those.
and then it like flushes out the frame, and it's got some solvent in it or whatever that gets rid of like salt, all this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I get hit up on Instagram all the time, probably because I talk about that trip all the time and how salty it was. But yeah, no, it looked pretty cool. It was all these Australian guys that were doing it, and they're just shoving all this stuff out of their frame rails and just like lubricating it in a way so it doesn't collect, the salt rust.
Yeah,
Nice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nat and I actually, Little Jeep, this winter took Little Jeep out, and we were doing some Rebelle training and came across the road we couldn't find, and we ended up on this other road, and we basically caked 2 inches of mud to every surface of Little Jeep. It was the best time I've had in the longest time.
Oh, it's fun while you're
Yeah.
doing it, and then you have to clean it.
Well, the great thing about having a passenger is she just got out and started washing it. So she washed. The first wash was all Nat. She washed it at the car wash for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back, and I was like, "What did you guys do to my Jeep? Why didn't you wash it?"
Oh, for real?
So 45. To tell you how muddy it was, 45
little
minutes
did
of
you
washing
know,
was
yeah.
still. Yeah.
Man, you guys really got dirty.
There's
He
something
only
to be
knows.
said for the fun involved in caking a vehicle with mud.
Oh yeah, definitely tons of fun. But
Yeah.
the aftermath sucks.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was like, just puddles, mud. Like, that's all I wanted to do. But then, just cleaning sucked.
Well, going up Burns Canyon, up on the backside of Big Bear from Pioneer Town, Burns Canyon Road or whatever, if you go during the winter, there's always one spot that looks like it's like totally like not that. It's like a big puddle, It doesn't look that deep. People hydrolock their motors because it goes whoosh down, like super down. And
That's why I broke my Tundra out there.
that's where you broke your Tundra too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hit that puddle because I was like, I'm not going to do any puddles. Nope, not doing it anymore.
There's a puddle.
Well, no, because Nepo and Kevin, they all took it. They're like, I'm like, fuck, I got to hit it now too. So I hit it, and then, my shit broke. Broke a sensor or something. But it was all icy and stuff. I think it broke a sensor on the ice.
That's what it was, because I went through there when it was like more rain, watery and stuff. I don't know if you were with me on that trip, but there was a Jeep WJ that had just gone through it.
Yeah,
Man,
he was broken down.
Yeah, he was sucked it all up. He had to take apart his intake. He pulled all the spark plugs.
Yeah, he was asking us if we had like oil or something like that.
Yeah, and you actually had some because you were driving his
I
Land
had my
Rover
Land
at the
Rover.
time. He
Oh,
also
yeah,
had
I got
extra
all
oil.
the fluids. Yeah. Never know, man.
That was a good time, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we helped out a Jeep.
Hey. Land Rover helping out a Jeep, you know. Hey.
You know, normal things.
Normal stuff.
Yeah. So, you know, we quickly touched on it, but the Rebelle Rally.
Yeah.
Coming up soon.
I mean, how far away is it? Like 6 weeks?
It's 37 days.
Yeah, not even 6 weeks.
Yeah.
A little over a month.
Just about 5 weeks that we leave.
Yeah. So where do you start?
This year it starts in Mammoth Lakes, California, up at the ski resort.
At the ski resort.
Yes.
Is
So I
it-
guess not technically Mammoth Lakes. I'm not really a California girl. It's Mammoth, and we're at the ski village, I think.
Okay.
Pretty much right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because we just the last episode we had Jessie, who's also competing in the Rebelle Rally, and she was talking about this going from Mammoth all the way down to Klamath, right?
Yes.
Yeah, through Johnson Valley and stuff. Or
Well, you don't
the
really
exact
know.
route. Yeah, yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
You don't know.
They-
So, go ahead.
I say they typically do. It's about 1,500 miles on average every year, right?
Yeah.
Off road. So whatever that
mile.
ends up being.
Yeah.
1,500.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a lot of
Ups and downs.
ups and
backs
downs and backs arounds and
Yeah. So you do pre-tech and tech at Mammoth, and then you'll do a transit, which is like longer travel. It sounds like it's going to be about 4 hours away to Base Camp 1.
and
then-
you don't know where that is yet.
No, they'll give us the maps and all of that at tech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was watching some of your videos on your YouTube channel of you guys like practicing and stuff like that. You guys were doing one. I was surprised how many Jeeps were there. It was like a lot of Jeeps. And then Lizzie Cates was there. They were in the Tundra.
Oh, that was the most recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we, Avis kind of spearheaded putting together a little mock rally day out in Nevada.
Oh, really? You put that
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
That was a great idea.
Rob
did
is very supportive. Last year I came up with this crack brain idea. I was like, we're gonna go to the middle of Nevada. The Rebelle actually provides you with a practice day, and it's a full rally day that they did one year. And
cool.
it happens in Nevada. And I was like, let's see if we can get people to go out there, and like maybe you can go out and set cones for us to find, and you know, it'll be great fun. And I was like, maybe I can get a couple other teams
Kinda like a
together.
poker run or something, you know, make it fun. Yeah.
Exactly. So last year, like we couldn't pull it together, and then this year, I was like, "Well, what do you think about trying it this year?" And he's like, "Okay." And so like I started asking around, and eventually I was like, "Whoa, like we have to cap this. We have like 10 teams."
Oh, a lot of people were signing up.
Yeah, everybody
shoot.
was super excited about it, and Rob and Jason and Brett decided, and then Kristen's parents came out, and they were kind enough to go and set a course for us. And Nina Barlow jumped in, and she was like,
Yeah,
"Well,
I
it's
saw
going to be cooler temperatures over here," and so like she provided us with different checkpoints from a different rally day and maps, and so it was great. Yeah, so we had 9.5 teams show up, and it was great fun.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Good practice running. Actually, everybody kind of learned a little bit and figured it out. I saw like some of them, like in the beginning, you're trying to get like the green cones or something like that, and like people weren't quite getting them right away, but
Yeah, it was a tough
made
day.
it challenging though. That's
Yeah.
good. It's not going to be easy.
I ran into Nina later that day at I think checkpoint 13, and if you saw that video, you
Yeah.
saw me talking to her. But she she was like, "This is a very hard day." and Nina's won the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And her navigator Terlin is I think 4 wins and like 2 podiums. Or something.
geez.
Yeah.
So a lot of experience on that team, and,
Yeah.
and they were like,
They got
yeah,
challenged.
Yeah. If the teams do well here, they'll have no problem in the Rebelle.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So something I didn't actually ask our last guest, but I'm glad you're here because you set up a course and everything, and there's a lot of training going on. I see you guys always out there training. And there's a lot of different types of terrain
Yes.
that you go through. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I know you go through sand and stuff like that, which is a whole different animal compared to like, do you guys do any sort of like obstacle rock crawling type stuff, like light or?
Light. So you have a choice. So there's some checkpoints that are like an X. So you'll you have an option. So you'll come to, in your list of checkpoints that you have to get through the day, you might have a 6 and then a 6X. And so the X indicates it's either harder to drive to or harder to navigate to. So generally where you're going to find the more technical stuff, it's under an X.
Do you get more points or something for doing the X? Or?
Usually an X is worth more points. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be fair. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's harder, they reward you a little bit better for it.
Yeah, because not everybody has the same type of rig. I mean, there was like a Kia Sportage out there.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
there's some
Yeah, well,
basic
like-
stock looking vehicles
Well,
I saw.
there's 2 different classes.
Yeah.
And the classes, they have slightly different course for the crossover class. Is that
Correct.
true? Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes the crossovers don't go to the same checkpoints as the 4x4s.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't.
And you're in a
Depends.
4x4.
Yes. Kristen and I are running her 22 Bronco,
Yeah.
and
That's
it's
right.
well fortified.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that new clean wrap on there. Looks
Yeah, it looks really good.
The wrap's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Emily Miller, the founder and creator of the Rebelle, would want everybody to come out in their stock vehicle. It can be done in a stock vehicle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, I've never ran any of the courses. It would actually be cool to find the course afterwards and just go run it just to see what it was like, you know. But I was like,
Yeah.
wondering how challenging, like if, like you were saying, like a lot of rock crawling involved, or is it all like kind of? I know it goes through the desert, but then it goes through the pines as well. Like,
Yeah.
Desert, pines, passes.
You just gave me an idea, Ben. We could do a trip. We could
Little Smokies.
I mean, you could do like little camping.
yeah, because you'll have it all
like-
mapped out afterwards.
She has it all
Yeah,
mapped out
yeah.
afterwards. Yeah, you could just follow the Rebelle course and
That'd be
kinda
fun.
do a whole camping trip.
I'm down.
Yeah, let me
You
know.
find the time off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's a week long, right?
I mean, you work remote, right?
Yeah.
You got
No.
You got
Ben
Starlink.
shaking his head no. Yeah, I was gonna say, I got Starlink.
I
We
can
got
work
internet.
remote. I could go with you.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I do not work remotely anymore. That would be nice because you do have the Starlink.
Yeah.
We definitely used it on our trip, but and actually King of the Hammers.
Yeah, and
You use it out there too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You guys were out there. We didn't. I don't think I saw you guys out there though. Was it, like,
Yeah.
different days or
I
something.
just went out for the day.
Oh, you went out the day before me, and I came out Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
We left Saturday morning.
Yeah, I got
we
there.
had been out there for a week already, and I was
Oh.
like, I'm gonna die from the dust. Like I coughed for
bad.
a month after we
Hammer
left
lung.
there.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's
was
gnarly.
yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Ugh.
nasty.
Well, because I went out both weekends. So
Oh, that's right. You went the weekend
first
prior,
weekend,
and then
I
I
only
came
went
out
one day.
I came out the following weekend on Saturday, but I only went for same thing. I just went for one day, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, it was quite dusty. That's for sure. So, you're ready. You ready
We're
to
ready.
rock and roll?
Yeah.
5 weeks out. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Nice.
Later this week, Kristen and I hit the dunes in Glamis for the first time. So I'm assuming we're
First time together as a team.
Yes, first time together as a team in the big dunes. So I definitely understand navigating them. We're hoping to see we work together well as a team. That's kind of our last key training moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get together one more time towards the end of the month with Lizzie Cates and Nat Muscat. They're all coming out to Southern Utah, and we're going to do another like training intensive to, brush up on anything else we feel we might be weak on.
Finalize it.
Yeah.
Do you have your gear list all like checked off and everything?
Yeah. I'm kind of a list maker.
That's good.
Not a
Shoot,
bad
I wish
thing.
I was.
I have a whole spreadsheet, and when we got about 10 weeks out, I was like, all right, Kristen, let's have a call. And we're going through the list, and I'm like, are you getting this? Am I getting this? Put it on your list, put it on my list. And then like, how's that list looking every week?
Yeah,
What do
because
we
it's not
need?
cheap. I mean, you guys have a lot of expenses involved in all this stuff, and
What kind of like? I know you guys have to wear helmets and stuff like that. I should have asked that last time too. But like safety precautions they require you to have. Obviously, fire extinguishers, not just a bottle of water. And
Not just a bottle of water in your
bayonet.
breath. Yeah, doesn't work.
Yeah. The safety is pretty, like, they have a pretty detailed list. We need a spill kit. We need,
Okay.
that includes goggles and gloves and all that stuff. And then your fire extinguishers. Helmets have to be worn unless you're on, like, a highway. You can take them off.
Really?
But if you're on the dirt and you're moving, you have to have your helmet on. You have to wear your seatbelt. We have to have, like, some sort of flare or signaling device for if we break down.
Okay.
Yeah, the rally also provides them with a satellite phone.
Oh yeah,
They
I
have
saw
throughout
that.
the event, and then they also have I think multiple GPS trackers attached to the vehicles.
To one that we don't deal with, it just tracks us, and then one that we click in at the checkpoints with, and that has an SOS button. And
yeah, that's like a send receive type deal, where you just like click it when you get to like that special spot where you think is like the target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to like do any mods to the Jeep? Like I know like Jesse, she was saying like because they have navigation and they're like, nope, we have to tear all that out and stuff like that. Prove that none of it works, you know?
Yeah, so you
That
can't
sucks.
run any navigation from the factory. And with Jeeps, it's kind of straightforward. You can just disable it. The Bronco though is proving more difficult.
Oh really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of tech in that Bronco.
A lot of tech in that Bronco. Yeah. So if they can disable it, they disable it. If they can't, they basically tape up your navigation screen with some.
Oh really?
tape.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean that works, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand how that'd be hard to do because
Yeah, you don't want to like destroy the vehicle either, you know, just to get that out of there.
Yeah. I remember last year, one of the Jeeps that was a Jeep factory team. I don't know why they didn't disable their navigation prior to tech. And so, that team, like they basically taped up the screen, had the tape all over it. And then, I saw they were there taking pictures for Jeep and all this. And I was like, why are they they just, these are like marketing photos and they've like, maybe they'll Photoshop it out or something.
Put a little,
yeah. But
how funny.
well, it's crazy. I mean, it's a lot of work, and they're very serious about their rules and how you
it's
guys operate.
legit. Yeah, it is a legit rally.
Yeah, no, it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I want to do one.
I just want to go do the same route like we were talking about. That'd be awesome.
just follow it. Yeah, they go to a lot of beautiful places. They do a really good job at designing the course, and they take them you get to see a lot of the beauty of,
Mammoth down to Glamis.
yeah.
Yeah, you're getting all of it. Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Do you cross any state lines at all?
Yeah, we go from California to Nevada and then back into California.
They think. I mean, they don't really know what the course is yet.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
typically, they're going in and out of Nevada and California, and
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, to stretch
maybe
it.
they'll come through Utah this year.
maybe.
Hey.
And maybe that little
yeah.
sliver of Arizona through the canyon.
Yeah.
The one year they did start on the Hoover Dam.
Oh, neat. Mm-hmm. That'd be
They
cool.
had tech inspection on Hoover Dam.
Really?
That was the COVID
Oh,
year,
cool.
right?
Oh, they actually ran during COVID?
Was it 2020 or 21? I feel like it was 21.
Was it 21? That was kind of COVID.
How many years have you been doing this?
This will only be my second year, but I've been following, and it's like, I mean, you're competing against all the women that show up, but it's really a sisterhood. I mean, everybody wants to see you do well and do your best, and there's a lot of camaraderie at the end of the day, and well, for about an hour and a half while everybody's awake before they go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game face on. And
Yeah. There's some gameplay, but I mean, like I said, it's really a sisterhood. Everybody is rooting for you to do your best, and nobody's excited when you have a bad day.
So is it like whenever I think about like UFC fights, the fight buildup, they always talk a lot of trash. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to kick his ass, all this stuff, right? And then they actually fight, and then they look like they're best friends at the end. They're like, oh, man, good job,
Yeah.
Like, is it like that?
Sorry what I said about your mom. Yeah.
No, I mean, I would say there's not a lot of trash talk.
That's cool.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been like, yeah, I'm here to win.
Yeah.
Like last year, my goal was first rookie team, which I did not accomplish. I was second rookie team.
Really? That's fucking really good, though. Oh, shoot.
I mean, it's not bad, but it wasn't
First
my
would be
goal.
nice. Yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody knows this year, like, I come to play, I come to win.
Heck yeah.
So that's always my goal.
Got to have that mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you're training so much.
Yeah.
I see all your guys' Instagram posts. You're always out there training.
And Tara Lynn, she's the most winningest Rebelle out there, and she's one of my mentors, and we trained together a lot more last year. She was in school last year. This year she's working. But every time I see her, I was like, I'm coming for you. I'm taking that first place.
Well,
And she's like, I hope you do.
Well, what separates like these legends, if you will, that like win a lot and they're always podiuming, doing all the podiums and stuff. what separates them from, I guess, middle of the pack? Like, how do you get that edge? How do you get to the top?
Being able to look at the map and see that map when you're looking out into the terrain, communication with your driver, driving. I mean,
just experience like doing it.
Yeah, I think, Avis and I were just talking about this the other day. I think a lot of these, they've been through some teammates trying to find kind of the magic.
What clicks.
Yeah.
Right. And then once they get that, what clicks, the right combination, that's when it kind of happens. So we're hoping that has happened with Avis and Kristen. Mm-hmm. We'll find out in 37 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for you all.
Yeah, we're great in the car together. We're both like, I'm generally speaking not a calm person. But in the car, we're definitely like, we're both calm. We communicate well. We're respectful. If a mistake is made, neither one of us put blame on the other one, and we just kind of fix it and move on. And we've made some major mistakes in training. So it's good.
Yeah, that's why you're in training,
Yeah. We've made all the good mistakes in training, so.
Yeah, get them out now. So later on, it's all smooth.
So it's kind of like the opposite of golf. Like I used to not want to hit a bucket of ball. I don't want to waste all my good shots. Get out on the course and then that's all the good shots happen.
Put them all in the driving range. That's no good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, damn, it was a sick drive.
I've been on the first hole. Yeah.
Did either of you spectate the Rebelle last year?
No.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
I didn't realize that you could watch it. Like, I saw you. I think watching your YouTube after the Rebelle and stuff like that, I saw that you were constantly.
Yeah, I did a little 2-video series of me chasing the Rebelle solo. I'm gonna be glad to have company this year. It just got kind of lonely out there.
I bet, yeah.
Who's your company? Is it Jason?
What's that?
Is Jason going with you?
Yeah, we've got a group of 6 or 7 of us that are going to be following Brett. Yeah, and there's another team from the East Coast that's going to be joining us. My brother might join us.
That's cool.
But they do a great job. Yeah, they usually do at least 2 updates a day on YouTube, like live updates.
Okay.
Sometimes there's also a midday update, and then they have during the actual rally stage, there's live tracking. So you can log into their website and you can actually see in real time where the teams are, which makes for some frustrating spectating as well, because I can't communicate with Avis at all. So when she leaves, like that's it, I won't talk to her for like 10 days. Because they have no outside communication. Mm-hmm. And but I spent a lot of time last year cursing at I was like, what do you do? I mean, from my point of view, I'm just watching the screen. I can see the checkpoints. I can see where they're at. I realize from their point of view, they're trying to navigate and figure that out, and I'm seeing them miss a checkpoint or something, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and her and her teammate last year, they had a really fantastic first day, and then
10th. We finished 10th on our first day.
Yeah, which is really good for a rookie.
Yeah.
Out of how many teams?
Out of big pack.
I think last year we had 52 or 54.
That's really good.
That's good.
Yeah, but then kind of day 2 and 3, it completely fell apart. Maybe I shouldn't say completely, but they tumbled way down the results. And
I would say completely.
As as a spectator, not having any idea what happened or why it happened, it's frustrating, right?
Yeah, you have no context.
I don't have any context. I don't know what happened. Like, they did so well the day before. Like, why did they drop 12 positions today?
It's like the guy staring at watching football, yelling at his TV. Like, don't throw to that guy. He's wide open.
Exactly.
So I'm glued to the live updates, and I'm like hoping they're going to mention something about their team just to gain an understanding of what happened. But
I
don't think I saw them interview you guys until like day 4 or 5, maybe. I can't remember.
No. Yeah.
Well, you still finished second rookie team, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you didn't completely fall apart.
No, 19th overall. But see, the first finishing rookie team was 4th last year, which is
4th.
Freaking amazing. Yeah, it was a Rivian team.
Overall, they got 4th?
Overall, they got 4th. Yeah,
Rivian,
so at second rookie, we were 19th.
Yeah, they were a factory team that I think was made up of Rivian engineers.
Oh, they had a lot of support.
They spent a year training for the rally as their job.
Yeah.
So how you all have like gas like allotments and everything else. Like, how do they apply that to the electric?
They bring in electricity for them.
See, I didn't think that was fair.
The same amount of mileage, like
they have to run the same course. If they don't have enough, what do you call it?
Electricity, yeah.
They do mid-stage charging for them. but they're, quote, not allowed to do rally stuff during the charging time. So it's sort of like a timeout for them.
Like, put your hands up. Yeah. Don't touch the map.
Jesse mentioned
I've never
that too.
witnessed it, but
That seems unfair that they're allowed to get a refill. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, because they're limited, but still, like, you guys can't just pull over for gas. You get penalized if you have to refill, right?
correct.
right.
Yeah.
So, like, they should too. Screw that. I don't know.
I don't know. Me personally, what I see as the most beneficial advantage is just the brake. Like, we're nonstop in the car.
Yeah, you get a breather, just get out, stretch your legs.
There's no pressure on them during that time, which is probably amazing.
Decompress, yeah.
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 It is quite the spectacle, though, to think about what they're pulling off with. They're out in the middle of nowhere, and they have this base camp. They have a fuel truck that basically follows the rally. Obviously not on the same course, but they're having points where they're intersecting that they can get to, and they're ensuring they have fuel. And then they have this giant, is it Ren Energy, or I can't remember who.
Big charging
Renewable
energy, something. Yeah. And it's like they have this massive 18-wheeler renewable energy that they charge these electric vehicles at.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, the logistics got to be crazy trying to put all that together.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Currently, you can only run electric if you're factory team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
So
I want to go out there with my Tesla or something like that. They'd be like,
yeah, you can't do that yet.
I wonder if they pay more.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's
marketing.
There's a
It's
cost
a
to
big
that.
marketing thing for them. Say, look, we ran the Rebelle and we won it,
Yeah.
in an electric vehicle. So, yeah, they got some deep pockets of electric.
Well, Nina and Tara Lynn are in that 4XE, so
Oh, really? Okay.
technically they won in a bone stock electric Jeep last year.
Wow.
Factory tires.
You're allowed to change the tires
knew it
in the
wasn't
bone
not
stock
bone stock.
category.
Bone-ish stock, yeah.
No,
I know those come with those eco street tires.
Yeah. No, you're allowed to change the tires on your bone stock, but you can't mess with suspension or anything else like that. So Jeep basically will send Nina a Jeep. I think last year they got it like 3 weeks before, and she gets in it and wins.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's designed for your stock vehicle.
Yeah. All driver then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driver mod. I mean, isn't that the best mod ever?
Heck yeah.
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 Yeah, I've seen Brandon, a good friend of mine. He took something that had like, it was his XJ on 31s, and he was going places guys with 35s wouldn't even touch. So your knowledge of how to make
driver is an amazing thing.
Yeah. It's good to learn on something like if you just give somebody a turnkey vehicle, it's got all the bells and whistles, they'll never learn how to drive.
they rely on the vehicle.
Yeah, it gets them through all the obstacles versus something that's falling off some shit box vehicle that's you got like no power steering or whatever. Trying to get it through obstacles, and that's how you learn how to
You're
drive.
really digging on that power steering, aren't you? He's got power steering now, man.
I know.
It's upgraded.
It's still a sensitive topic.
Yeah. Pouring a little salt on it, Yeah.
Exactly.
So getting to some of your trips, I mean, you mentioned briefly that you've gone out for 3 months at a time. I mean, what's your most memorable trip that you both have taken?
I don't know. We did a trip to Alaska. Back
rad.
in 2019. That was a lot of fun. We did 14,000 miles we covered on that trip.
Wow.
In the truck outside?
No.
We had on that trip we had a 100 Series Land Cruiser that I just sold about a year ago. Super cool.
Oh, rad. Yeah.
I kind of wanted to sell it, and I kind of didn't want to sell it.
Yeah.
But it's gone. But we took that and a GX build that I had on that trip.
Oh, you took two?
Yeah, we took 2 rigs. We took 2 of our kids with us on that trip.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
my brother tagged along too, and so
Okay, you guys didn't take individual vehicles.
No.
Okay. But you went in a group kind of thing.
went in a group. Yeah, they were just both happened to be our rigs. But yeah, that was a really great trip. Was that last year or the year before?
How far up Alaska did you go then? I'm just curious.
All the way to Prudhoe.
You went? Okay, that's what's
all the way
curious.
to Dead Horse. Yeah,
Nice.
And it was a super cool trip. Yeah, I am like
That's like a
dying-
bucket list one for
I'm
me.
dying to do that trip again. I want to take our camper and
Yeah, it would
take
probably
the
be.
ferry up and do the whole thing. It was really cool driving across Canada too. Canada's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It's large,
Yeah.
very large.
Yeah, you don't really realize, or I didn't. I mean, maybe other people do, but until we actually got up there and drove across. I mean, it's just to drive from the U.S. border to Alaska is like 2,500 miles across Canada.
Jeez, that's almost across
Almost
the
a
United
drive
States.
across the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
So,
far.
Where do you guys start out from then on that one?
Virginia. We were still living. in
Oh, so you're
Virginia
on the
when we
East
did that
Coast
trip.
all the way. That's
Yeah.
a longer trek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were up at Dead Horse, I called a buddy of mine, a good friend of mine I had back in Virginia, and FaceTiming him, and he was like, "Man, how's the trip going?" I was like, "It's great." I'm like, "I'm 7,000 miles from you." I was like,
Right.
"This is so cool,"
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, great trip. So that was a fun one. We I think it was I can't remember if it was last year or year before. I think the year before. We took about 5 weeks and kind of slow rolled our way to Expo West in a roundabout way, and went into Colorado and did a bunch of fun stuff, and just that was a really fun trip and memorable one. The Mojave trip we did with you was fantastic. I don't know, so many. I mean, man, we're out a lot. I mean, I don't think I'd be exaggerating to say that we're probably spending at least 150 nights, if not 200 nights a year.
I'm so jealous. That's rad.
So yeah, I mean, we only film a small portion and share on YouTube of what we're actually out doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep some of it for yourself
keep
and
some
actually
for yourself.
enjoy your time. Not have to be
Yeah,
setting up a
and-
camera and doing all this all the
Yeah,
time.
but when it's
Yeah.
just us, I tend to do a lot more filming. It's fun to be with
Something to
other
do during the day
people,
too. Yeah.
hang out with other people and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Filming really slows down a trip.
Yeah, it does big time. Yeah.
You're either filming or you're tripping usually. Like they don't go together
It's hard to do
really
both
well.
well. It's hard to do both well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a good navigator.
I got a great
Got it
navigator.
down, yeah.
Yes, I have a very good navigator. I never worry about getting lost.
Do you guys usually, when you're on like a long trip like that, do you guys stay like base camp for a while in certain areas, or are you guys constantly like moving?
It just depends. We do both.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll hang out and
You find a cool spot, like let's
find a
just
cool
stay here for a
spot,
while.
Stay here a couple days.
Yeah.
And other times we move every day. Just depends.
Nice.
Yeah.
What
When
about you, Avis? What's your favorite trip, most memorable trip?
Most memorable trip. I mean, Rob hit the obvious with Alaska. Mojave trip was great since we've been here. This last winter, we had some friends in the area of Arizona, and they were doing some mapping for some third-party company. And so we went and spent a couple, 2-3 weeks just base camping with them. And that was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you get to see all over Arizona, or is it like
Yeah, pretty good amount of like southern Arizona.
like Tucson area, like down there?
We were as far down as Ajo and Yuma.
Oh yeah,
Where
Yuma.
else did we go, Rob?
Yeah. I think Ajo was kind of the furthest south. I mean, it's right
Yeah.
down there on the border.
Yeah.
And that was the, until then, that was the farthest south I'd ever been. And it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And then that kind of like base camping, it was kind of like having neighbors because everybody was out doing stuff during the day. And then at night, everybody would come back to camp and you'd have
Congregate around
like
the fire. and-
traditional camp life. And then on the weekends, we would go out and do adventure stuff. They were doing their work Monday through Thursday. So then weekends, were fun, Friday through Sunday. Fun, shower, grocery store, reset, do
Yeah.
it all again. So.
Laundromat, all that fun stuff, and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the one thing you don't have on your rig. You don't have a washer dryer.
I don't have a washer and dryer. I know.
Jeez.
We're slumming it. It's
Dang.
awful.
do you have AC on that one?
No.
Okay, yeah, we don't either. Yeah, I was curious.
Yeah, no AC. Just the heat.
Yeah, fan. Yeah,
I have Avis has not with me, but I've been on a couple of solo trips without her, and I've camped in triple digits in it.
Oh, really?
It's a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's a
what
little
was
much.
your attire? How would you describe it?
Yeah, let's just say I'm Walter Whiting. And
Dude, I do that all the time. Yeah. Oh, Nanza Borrego when
That was just
that
us
one
camping?
October trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were rocking the skivvies.
Yeah, we made sure there was like no girls around, and we were just like out there in our,
yeah, well, you got to. I mean, when it's 105,
Brutal.
you got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's when we started Brokeback Mountaineers.
Yeah. We're gonna make a calendar.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Do you guys do you guys have any rad trips planned? Or you guys think, or there's somewhere you want to go that you haven't?
Oh gosh, this year with Kristen and I being 5.5 hours apart, I've unfortunately monopolized a lot of our time with driving to California for training.
Yeah, that's going to take a
Yeah.
good portion of your.
We've done a lot of travel this year. I wouldn't call much of it pleasure travel. Not really. It was more kind of out of necessity, trying to get her trained up with Kristen for the Rebelle.
Yeah.
So I personally would like to have spent a lot more time north and back up into. It's been a while since I've been up in Montana. I really want to get up there and do some running around, but that's not going to happen this year. So I don't know. I mean, by the time the Rebelle's over, it's going to be cooling off. So I imagine we'll probably end up back down in the the desert and down in Arizona area. We are planning a trip for the eclipse in 2024.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's going to go across which way, like Oregon all the way down?
No, this one's coming up through Texas and then kind of cutting across towards the eastern U.S. So
When is that?
the last one went in Oregon all the way down. That's right.
It's going to be a good one. Have you guys witnessed a total eclipse before?
Yeah, once.
Have you?
I don't think
Yeah.
probably went with a
It's
kid
weird.
or something.
It's weird. I had seen several kind of partial eclipses in my life, but that last one that came through all the way across the U.S. was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, it's like a religious experience. Like I was genuinely surprised how it affected me.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's just super cool, and I can't wait for another. And I think that one only had about 60 seconds or so of totality. And the one that's coming here in 2024, I think it's April, about 4 minutes of totality.
Really?
Oh, wow. Like are you going to Texas? Is that where you're going to watch?
Yeah.
Or I think we're targeting Texas.
So it's going to start in Texas and head like northeast or.
Kind of northeast.
All right, I'm going to be in that
kinda,
area.
It's like this arc.
I'm going to be driving to Illinois in that time period in April.
Yeah, you can
so
probably
maybe I
catch
might
it
be able to
there.
catch it somewhere. Might have to try and add that onto my route.
Oh,
somewhere.
you definitely should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you've never had an opportunity to witness one, like
That'd be bitchin'.
it's worth the extra trip to do it.
Yeah, just to get out there and do it. Yeah.
There's a small eclipse coming October 14th. Everybody's talking about it because it's happening during the rally, so it'll be on one of our
It's a
rally
partial.
stages. Yeah. But that's probably a little north of here. Where's
Oh,
that?
so it's going to go through California?
Yeah, like northern-ish Nevada and in a straight line or like that crooked line up through California.
That'd be a cool one too.
Yeah.
Might have to try and get up there.
14.
Oh, in October? No. Oh, yeah. No, I can't do it in October. That's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to be as
no.
spectacular as the total.
Not the religious experience.
Not the
Yeah,
religious
yeah.
experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's pretty weird though, because like it's daytime and then all of a sudden it's like nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Dark
The
all of a
bugs
sudden.
come out and the crickets start cricketing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it could be 11 o'clock in the afternoon or,
Yeah, the
morning.
animals don't know any
It's
better, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah.
Super cool.
that'd be pretty rad. Yeah, all the plants and stuff, would, flowers would close up probably. There's dark
Yeah.
time, Hey,
I wonder if there's enough time for them to like get tricked.
hey, maybe
You never know. 4 minutes though.
human
4 minutes.
sacrifices.
That's going to be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 minutes. That's a long period. Shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be cool. So I'm super excited about it. But yeah, so we're kind of starting to plan out what that trip is going to look like and
Got your spreadsheet ready?
getting our spreadsheet ready and, maybe I'm hoping to kind of make it in. I mean, Texas doesn't really have a lot of public land itself, so I don't think there's
That's
going
what
to
I
be
heard. It's kind of tough to get out. And,
Yeah, and it's passing east of kind of Big Bend area because I was thinking it'd be super cool to like be able to hang out in that area and catch it, but it's going to be more east of that. So I think Texas itself is just going to be a matter of just getting to the best spot we can, no matter where that happens to be, if that's a parking lot or a
Side of the
dirt
highway.
trail,
Right, yeah.
whatever. But I'm hoping to make kind of a fun trip out of the getting there and the getting back. 'Cause,
That's cool.
we'll go across New Mexico and maybe we can dip up into Colorado.
New Mexico's beautiful, I hear. Have you been there?
Oh yeah, we've spent some time in New Mexico. Yeah, another great place. Everywhere out here.
Yeah.
they all have their
So-
special little
yeah.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many places to explore. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have any ambition to go down south, like cross the border down to Mexico, do the whole Pan American, maybe
No,
none of that
I
kind
haven't
of
really
stuff?
had any of those ambitions. We've been invited to Baja a couple times, and we haven't taken anybody up on that. But maybe this year, we'll see.
Oh, we need to get our passports updated.
Yeah, we did let our.
I just got mine.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, just got it. Yeah, like a couple weeks ago.
No, it
I
actually
got it in the
showed up.
mail, yeah. Apparently, for a while, there was like a huge backlog of passports. Like,
it takes forever to get it.
My dad just got his because we're trying to go on that cruise or whatever, and he just got his. He paid for the expedited version of it, and it took him 3 weeks. So it's actually not bad. I got mine in like a couple months.
Yeah, I think last time I did mine, it took a few months to get.
Yeah, but I have mine now.
Good to go.
Ready to world travel.
Or at least to go to Baja.
Yeah, something like that.
Get some good tacos.
Yeah, because they're doing that run down to Camp Fort Lowe's, doing that in October.
That's in October too. There's a bunch of stuff in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trail Hero.
Yeah.
Trail Hero. Why do I know that?
That's right there in southern Utah, out at Sand Hollow area.
That's right, Sand Hollow. Yeah. Where I ruined my emergency brake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that story.
Oh, you can listen to previous podcasts, but I'll give you the quick version. Basically what it was is we were actually in Sand Hollow, camping on that lake you have there, coming back from summer camp. So we were driving from, northern Utah, and we were coming down through there. Well, I parked because I was on a rooftop tent. I parked on a, a rock because it's like a slope down to the lake, and got it all set up, e-brake it on, right? The next morning, I turned it on with my auto start, and I get in it to move it to leave, and I was coming off the rocks. Well, I didn't see the e-brake light on, and I totally spaced it. So I was like, I know I had it on, but I totally forgot. Left it on, and then I started driving off the rock. I'm like, man, this sand is really I'm getting really stuck or something. And then all of a sudden it goes, breaks loose, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But the pedal was still depressed. And so I drove all the way to Mesquite, Nevada with it pressed down.
Oh, wow.
And it was just stretched out because it released it after like that whole like trying to go fast in this deep sand, I thought. And so I was wondering why the cruise control wasn't working. I was like, kept on hitting it. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? It wouldn't activate. I'm looking at my whole dash. I don't see any lights. So yeah, it was because my e-brake was on, but the light wasn't on. So I'm like, oh. So anyways, that was my Sand Hollow story. It was a good time though, man. Like that's a great little area. Yeah. I mean, the sand is so red, and we saw a lot of like buggies going out there getting ready to go on some major rock crawling.
There's some great rock crawling there.
Yeah.
You could be into rock crawling and probably be perfectly happy living your life in Sand Hollow if that's the only thing you had.
Yeah, I heard there's like a bazillion trails out there.
There is. Yeah.
Is that where the fire happened?
The fire happened not far from there, but we weren't actually at Sand Hollow.
You weren't in Sand Hollow? Okay.
There's another trail out there called Rattlesnake Gulch.
Oh, okay.
Kind of run. You guys have all heard of Tokerville Falls.
I was going to say, that sounds super familiar. Yeah.
So it's kind of the back way into Tokerville Falls. It's kind of a fun little trail. I think you cross the river about, gosh, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 20 times. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of water crossing.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Right on.
Were you just a couple weeks ago or something like that? You were up in like Bridgeport, or were you? Or no, you're you were going. Oh, never mind. You're in Ridgecrest. That's what it was.
Oh, Ridgecrest.
Going up to 395.
Yeah, Avis has some training out there. With
More
Kristen.
training.
Ridgecrest. Yeah.
One of the other trips we took. Yeah, so that was me. Yeah, so I dropped Avis off at the training in Ridgecrest and spent a couple days solo heading up into out near Mount Whitney and kind of that area, and just doing some solo exploring.
Okay, yeah. Nice. I'm curious where you went up there, because we were just up there, and I've never been to Bridgeport. Another guy, actually Land Cruiser Doodle.
Yeah, he just changed his name. He was Trailhawk Dudes. Now he's Land Cruiser Dudes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He's a doodle breeder.
Yeah.
So or does that on the side for fun. I don't know, but he just got a 100 series Land Cruiser.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he says that's one of his favorite places to go, and I'd never been to Bridgeport before. So I'm like,
he's got all these secret areas he won't tell you about. He has to show you.
He has to show us. I'm wondering if I found some of them, because I've never been up there. I'm like, let's go explore up there, and just hit some random trails, and it was amazing. Driving. Huh?
When I was on that trip up in that area, I was out kind of, Death Valley's right out there too.
Yeah.
Area, yeah. And there was
you can't get there from there right now. It's all closed.
It's all closed. Yeah. But I was out on some of those, remote roads out that way, and I came across a family that was in I guess it was his company work truck or something, and they decided to go take a trip. They'd come down from, anyways. I mean,
likely story.
Yeah. It's like hot as blazes out there, and they didn't have a jack. And so I just happened to come across them on this road.
Oh, they're
and,
so lucky.
Yeah, and I was like, "Do you guys need help?" And they're like, "Please, yeah." So we were able to kind of give them a hand and get all that. But I was like, "Man, I just
That's scary.
it's kind of scary." Yeah,
That's how shit happens, man. Like people, go out there unprepared, or probably didn't have enough water either if they were going to be out there for that long,
Yeah. Well, that's when I was helping them. They were like, "Oh, can we offer you a bottle of water?" I was like, "No, I have like 50 gallons of water. So I'm okay." Yeah.
You have 50 gallons on that thing?
That's probably a slight exaggeration. I think the tank has the interior tank has 26 gallons, and then we have the exterior tank. It's another like 10 or 12, and then I usually carry extra water in there too.
Do you guys take showers?
Occasionally, we will use it for showers. Yeah, I mean
Depends.
that's pretty hard on your water, depending on how long before we're going to get a chance to refill.
Sucking it dry. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Do you have an
we've
indoor,
done
one of the indoor shower or the
it has
outdoor?
both. We've never actually used the indoor shower. If I was buying that camper again, I wouldn't even bother getting the indoor.
Yeah.
But we've used the outdoor a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a shower in that thing?
Yeah,
Kind of.
kind of. Yeah,
it's like in that little foot area, and you can.
yeah.
kinda,
So where the dinette is, the table comes out, and that's actually a floor pan with a drain in it. That and there's a curtain that goes up kind of around the top, and there's a spigot down there that you plug your thing into, and you can take a shower right in there if you want.
Hot water?
Hot water.
Boiling hot water.
Yeah, very hot water.
Yeah, I got a little outdoor shower. I just put in myself, but yeah,
That's all we ever use the
Yeah.
indoor shower. I've never used the indoor one.
we've only used it once, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
If you're desperate, you can do it.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get a shower, especially in those triple digit heats.
Yeah.
I can't go to sleep if I'm sticky.
Yeah.
I just can't. Like my skin like sticks to itself. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
rinse
We
off.
do a lot of shower patching on our long trips.
Oh,
Usually
yeah.
kind of our general flow is, we might spend, I don't know, maybe up to 5 days kind of away from civilization. And by that point, we're usually ready maybe to get water.
Pretty ripe.
Yeah. And, we
Need
maybe use
supplies
our
and-
outside shower and some shower patches, but, we'll make our way to like a Love's or something, get an actual good shower,
Yeah.
drink a little
Yeah.
water, all that
Some
sort of stuff.
campgrounds have them. Like we did that in
Yeah.
Yellowstone. We were going for 10 days, and like I think day 4 or 5, we got into Yellowstone. I'm like, oh, they have showers at campgrounds.
Yeah.
This is rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad takes a shower every night, and he brings his shower. I got him into this whole Zodi shower thing, and he takes a shower every night. So he's like, I'll never not have one.
I think King of Hammers was our most expensive shower ever, though.
Yeah. Did you use the showers at King of Hammers?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had them.
I was
there.
only there for that one day.
Okay. Yeah. They have a shower, and it was like, was it like $25?
Oh,
or
shit,
something?
really?
Yeah.
but you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah, it totally was.
$25 per person. How many minutes do you get?
Not that many.
Yeah.
They had them at a
10 or something.
expo. I don't went to the Oregon one this year, and they had showers available for people there.
Yeah, the expos they've had free.
Did they always do that?
I mean,
didn't
every
know-
expo we've ever been to, they had
Okay, 'cause I
showers.
usually go to like the Flagstaff one, and I didn't know they had it, and I never knew they offered it. But then people we were with this year up in Oregon, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go hit the showers." I'm like,
This is the
shower?
first
Where's
time
the
hearing
shower?
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In the camp.
There's free showers to have. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
that's pretty rad.
learn
I couldn't
something
imagine
every
like
day.
there's probably a lot of stinky people at Expo if there weren't. You know what I mean?
But King of the Hammers is not free.
Yeah,
No,
No.
definitely not.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, you're on the desert and
You're on the desert.
trucking in water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's true. Not a
lot of
camp, not
water
a
out
facility where they have all that stuff already.
there. It was worth. I mean, if it had been $50, I still would have done it. It wouldn't have mattered.
yeah, if
I
you're
was
out
ready
there,
for a shower.
yeah, after one day, I'm ready for a shower. I can imagine being out there for a week and not
Yeah.
layers of dirt.
When we left King of the Hammers this year, we were headed out to go. We were headed out to Arizona. We went right into Arizona from there, and on the way we passed by Palm Springs and pulled in, and we got us a fancy hotel for a couple nights.
Maybe that was the most expensive shower you ever had.
No.
No?
No.
No,
We've stayed in some nice places.
Yeah.
it's good every once in a while to break that up. Like we've done that. Like after so many days, you're like, you know what? Let's just get a hotel tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, get all cleaned up, go out for a nice dinner or something like that. Now that you're clean, you don't want to go in someplace all disgusting and from the road. But yeah.
And you can always tell when you're coming in from an overlanding trip because you use like every towel available.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
There's like footprints like coming out of the bathroom where it's it's gross.
Yeah.
Your feet get like so. I mean, especially me because I wear flip flops everywhere. But
Yeah, same.
like my bottom of my feet turn like black, and I have to like scrub it off.
Yeah.
When
Clogging up the drains.
when we stopped at that hotel in Palm Springs, I mean, I don't know, I'd probably been wearing the same clothes for at least 3 days.
Right.
And like, but it's funny. I go in there and I go to the front desk and it was a Marriott. Actually, we were staying at one of the nice Marriotts there. And I have Platinum Elite status with Marriott. I used to do a whole lot of travel and I've got tons of Marriott.
So many
still
points
from that. Yeah. So like, I've pretty high. So they have like the whole like, elite desk and everything you can go to check in and all that. And I'm standing in line and I look like I've just been camping.
Coming in looking like homeless. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got everybody's there to like, for their weekend, their nice weekend getaway.
Some wedding.
I'm just
dressed up.
like, who's this homeless guy that's
Platinum Elite status homeless guy.
Right. Dude, that's rad.
Oh, well, we're not homeless. We've parked that in the parking lot.
Yeah. We brought her home with us. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, well.
I'm jealous. I want to go. I want get whatever if you guys do the Rebelle.
Yeah.
Let me know. I want to go on that one.
Come join us for this one. You can chase the Rebelle with us this year.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna be able to follow you guys. We're gonna be at the finish line. We're gonna go down. We'll be down in Glamis and hanging out and
cool. Hope we get to see you.
Congratulating everybody and stuff. But yeah.
That'll
be a lot of fun. But I would love to run the course. That'd be.
I just want to sneak into the gala afterwards.
Yeah,
it's a nice event.
They'll kick me out.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to go?
Avis.
Oh, that's right. You're allowed one person, one guest, right?
One guest.
That's right.
Yeah. I do know of a ticket that may be up for grabs, depending.
I could be somebody's +1.
Maybe.
Ooh.
I already said I'm going to sneak in. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to sneak in though. It may be legit. It may not. I don't know.
Got to get a ticket.
How do I get a ticket? Who do I got to talk to?
You got to talk to a lady that's not bringing anybody.
Oh, that's true.
Ladies, if you're listening.
Rebelle Rally Racer ladies.
Rebelle.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun.
You can't call it a race. It's not a race.
It's a rally.
Come on, man.
They literally put out a guideline. You're not allowed to call it
Oh,
a
really?
race. Yeah.
Because it's not enough
It's
time.
probably a legality
Not a race.
thing.
Yeah, you don't want you racing and trying to beat times. It's points.
Yeah.
See, I already lost.
Just
I already
points.
lost my ticket.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
This
I
guy
called it a race.
You're out.
Can't take me anywhere.
You'll call it the
You'll be
Rebel
heckled.
Rally. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you dress up for the event afterwards? Like, do you literally get dressed up?
So the official statement is wear whatever makes you feel like $1 million.
Okay.
Well, then.
That could be,
You
know what that
open to
is?
interpretation.
Exactly.
I'm curious. Okay. What is your interpretation of that?
So this year, being that we are Team Pony Express, Kristen has decided that we will go in sort of a Western
hell
theme.
yes.
So we're going with boots, and she's going in a very like her dress is very Western. Like it's long and it has ruffles.
Flow. Yeah.
Yeah,
so cool.
that's not so much me. So I'm going in a shorter black dress, but we're wearing our boots, and I got a hat, and we're wearing belts, and
That's cool.
our sponsor Rock Jock gave us jean jackets with Rock Jock on the back. So when it gets
cool.
chilly,
That's so
we'll just
cool.
put those over. So we have a whole Western theme going, but.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, some ladies wear like, the jumpsuits that are kind of in style now.
Yeah, the onesies.
Yeah, some people will come in onesies. Some people, literally anything. Emily last year put on a tank top on day one, and she didn't take it off through the gala. So
That's cool.
it can be
Start to
anything.
finish.
Yeah,
Her lucky tank top.
That's right.
she just said it was so comfortable, and she just never
Yeah, but-
really changed out of it.
Yeah, might as well be comfy.
So
you're, I'm assuming, her +1, right?
I'm her +1.
yeah.
Like,
Are
hopefully.
you dressing up
For
in
like
a
the
Western?
last 30 years.
Yeah, I got my boots and my hat.
Oh, you're going to dress up to the
Sure,
theme
I'll
as
wear
well
my-
then?
yeah.
All right. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice. You don't
man.
look as excited about it.
I love the Western wear.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah.
It'll be fun. And it's practical because the gala happens in the dunes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
not really a lot of
Footwear
good
would
shoe
be kind
choices.
of tough
Yeah.
Stilettos don't work so well.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean, there's everything from
That's
like
cool.
ball gowns to 3-piece suits to onesies. Yeah.
What does $1 million mean to you? Like if it dressed like you feel like $1 million.
I would be dressing comfortable. I'd be rocking flip-flops, a pair of shorts, and a t-shirt, and probably exactly what I'm wearing right now. Yeah, I'd be
I
comfy.
think there's a little more pressure on the men.
Really?
Really?
To
Yeah,
do what
like
though?
if you're bringing your man, like you want him to look
Yeah,
nice.
you're gonna be her arm candy, man. You gotta look good.
yeah, you're the trophy.
Yeah, you're the trophy husband you're dragging with.
I am the trophy.
Right.
That's a joke between Avis and I. I always tell her all the time, I'm like, you're so lucky to be married to me.
Last
The
year,
feelings mutual. Yes.
last year, Rob was like, I need to take a shower on the way to see you. And I was like, dude, like, wait till you see me. You don't need a shower.
I've been driving for 5 days. I'm discussing. Yeah.
I got to figure out what I need to wear. You know, I got to figure out.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, I know.
You're
You're gonna have to dress
you
like
can be
the,
somebody's plus one.
I need to find out who I am the plus one for. And then I need to figure out what their theme is.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna dress up as like wait staff and just walk in and try and
You know what? I could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to pick your outfit first and just put your outfit.
Oh, I already have it. You ready? Are you ready for it?
We're ready. We're ready.
I know. Okay. If somebody's like, hey, like you said, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And the first thing that goes through my head is Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, he just
That
passed away
dude
too.
was rich. He didn't give a crap about anything. And man, he just lived life. And, you know, I just saw it because, I mean, he just passed away. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Jimmy Buffett. You know, he actually was wearing in this, it's exactly what I would wear, is in Jurassic World. He had like a 0.25 second cameo where he was like literally leaving as the dinosaurs coming in. He picks up his 2 margaritas and he's like walking out.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that
And
again.
he's wearing his like, island wear.
island,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then just like his, he looked like a total island guy,
There you go.
That's what I would wear. If somebody was like, dressed like $1 million, I'm like, that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
most of everybody thinks, oh, these rich guys, they're dressing all fancy all the time. Nah, you see them, they're just wearing jeans and, some Vans or something and just comfy.
Okay, so random thought here. I just got invited because I have the Mini Cooper. I'm part of the California Mini Cooper Club.
Yeah.
And I'm apparently one of the admins. I just got thrown into it, which is kind of awesome. But at the same time, there's pressure now.
Oh my God.
And I'm part of this. They're like, we're having an admin meeting.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? They're like, okay, it's a suit and tie affair.
Oh.
It's at a place called the Magic Castle.
Oh, the Magic Castle.
I've been there before.
I've never heard of
Nice.
this
Google
place.
took us, and you literally, it's a very strict dress code, and you're not allowed to film in there because it's all like magic tricks and everything.
Yeah.
Celebrities are in there and everything. And you'll randomly, you go there, you have dinner, and then you go see the magic shows or whatever. But apparently this admin meeting is at the Magic Castle, and we're all dressing up in suit and tie, and I'm like, okay, I don't think I can fit in my suit anymore. But gained a few pounds.
Stretch it out a little bit,
Stretch it out.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
unbutton a few things.
When Rob was going into the office and he needed to wear like proper attire, he doesn't like to wear a suit. So we put him in a nice button up vest with a tie.
Yeah.
Vans, always a nice clean pair of Vans.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh,
hear-
he's like that CEO status where they're always wearing like a tuxedo with some Nikes on or something,
jeans and a blazer.
You know what I'm talking- they're like
and-
very
Exactly.
bright Nikes. I remember that.
Oh, I got my dress chucks and my everyday chucks.
Right, exactly.
That way, if I'm going out, I clean them. They're still black and white, and they're nice.
I was part of a startup at one point in my career that was somewhat successful, and we'd grown to quite a number of employees by the time I was kind of out of there. But kind of to that point, like I've always kind of been a Vans guy, and
Yeah.
like people that was I was known as the Vans guy around the office. Like people who knew who I was, and people didn't know who I was, and they were. Oh, that's the guy that wears Vans to work every day. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I just remember because like I worked at Canvas, and our CEO, his name was Paul Wilmington. He was always a character. He already has his ascot, and he's a British guy. He had his ascot and everything. And then you'd have this like really nice tailored suit, and then all of a sudden he'd have these like neon yellow Nikes or something like that.
Trainers.
Some sort of collectible shoe that was like, if you're a shoe, what do they call them? Sneakerheads.
Oh,
If you're one of those guys, you know. So they would know what kind of shoes they were, but I didn't know because I'm not a sneakerhead. So
I got myself into one beauty pageant. I did the Mrs. Virginia pageant, and part of that is your man escorts you onto the stage, and most of them wear a tuxedo. And Rob's like, "I'll wear the tuxedo, but I just don't like the shoes."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, all right, fine, we get you a nice pair of Vans, and he was like, "Okay."
count me in.
I totally rocked my tuxedo and Vans on stage.
Hell yeah.
Is it because the other shoes are uncomfortable?
Yeah, I just think they're uncomfortable. I don't know. I got to feel comfortable in my shoes.
Yeah, why not?
You know?
Yeah.
It's, so.
If you ever have to walk a mile in my shoes, man, I'm sorry. Sorry. Dad jokes.
Yeah. I'm not using the pads.
No.
Over it.
All
It's
right.
too much work. I have
We're done with that.
I have sound effect pads and I'm always late on it. I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, he has one that says, that's what she said. And there was a joke that came on. We're all like pointing at him, like, ready. And it just never happened. And like, and okay, it's gone.
The moment has passed.
Yeah.
I have to hear one of these now. Just hear
Oh, yeah, hit
just
one.
Pick a random one.
Okay. Which one we do?
Emotional damage.
The emotional damage guy.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, all right. Well, you want to get some plugs?
Yeah, we can do that. Obviously, I'm assuming you guys got some rad sponsors you guys want to maybe shout out, or
We do. We have a long list of awesome sponsors this year. Our top two sponsors are Opt Offroad and Rock Jock 4x4.
obviously Opt Offroad is
Hey, I'm wearing their hat actually. I
You
think.
are wearing
Yeah, you
their
are.
new
Yeah,
hat,
logo.
even their new hat.
I know. I went to the Toyota Nights and I picked it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't have
looking
any.
hat.
That's not true. I do have new merch logo stuff for the rally.
Oh, okay. Okay.
you got to represent.
Yeah. Then we have our build sponsors. So we have Warren Industries,
Oh, rad.
Factor 55.
They hooked you up with the wheels, right? The Warren.
Warren wheels. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Really?
of people
Those
don't
are
know they have
nice.
wheels.
I didn't
I
know
know
that
they're
either.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They're
cool.
really nice. They perform well. We paired them up with the Canati tires.
Kanadi. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Canati's a big brand in southern Utah. A lot of people in southern Utah run them. And we're
okay.
running the Mud Hog, right, Rob?
Yep, you guys are running the Mud Hog.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
35 by 12 and a half, and it's a great tire.
Because you guys originally the Bronco had 37s on it, and they had to size down to 35, which is more of like a factory size tire, right?
Yes. So in previous years leading up to this year, 35 by 12 and a half was the largest tire you were permitted to run in the rally. But now, since so many vehicles come with 37s from the factory, they're allowing 37s. But Kristen and I decided, both being smaller ladies, like, I can pick up a 35. I could probably pick up a 37, but I really don't want to.
Well, you have
I
to
don't
have
want to
the
pick
right
up a
form,
37.
you know.
Yeah. A 35 is hard for me.
They're heavy. I don't care who you are. They're heavy.
Yeah. So we decided that even if we had known we could stick with the 37s, we would have stayed with the 35 choice.
That's a good choice.
Yeah. And then let's see, we got Fab Fours Inc. Some bumpers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who did your wrap?
Waterloo Wraps out of Texas.
Oh wow.
wow.
It came out really nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a great
it's
looking
really
wrap, isn't it? Yeah.
So
It's cool.
you sent the Bronco to Texas to get wrapped?
He actually came to Joshua Tree.
Oh, shut up! Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to come to Joshua Tree, man?
Shoot, come all the way out here to wrap.
Have
That's
a
pretty-
psychedelic experience.
Yeah, is that what we're doing? Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
And then BTF Fabrications. And then Real Good Performance, Taylor Shop, like pulled
Yep.
it all together, put all the pieces together for us.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing some video of him working hard in his shop, putting it all together.
Yeah.
Whatever he was doing, I don't know. I just know he was working hard.
Yeah. Part of being the navigator and not owning the vehicle is I'm not privy to that. Not required to show up in the shop. So it's just magic. Every time
Shows
I
up
see
ready
the
to go.
Bronco, like something new has happened to it. It's
Oh,
great.
cool.
And then this year we got also Gorilla Dirt.
Oh.
They made us some super cool custom bags that kind of match the wrap.
Oh,
That's
They like
Yeah, wait
have,
till you see these bags.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
Like travel bags, like.
Yeah, so in the rally, you come in at night, and if you've moved base camp, then you unload, park the vehicle in impound, and then in the morning you have to pick everything up and carry it way back to the vehicle. So like having good bags is
Yeah, because they have like a
for sure.
designated like camping area where you're like they provide tents and stuff, right?
you provide your own.
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
They provide food though.
Yes.
Okay, I thought like one year like you had to like camp or something like that. Like,
Well, you have to camp, but you have to bring your own tent.
okay, but
There-
can you
But
sleep?
you guys got some really cool ones, I heard, right?
Yeah, so we bought the Quechna. I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but it's kind of like a sunshade where it just springs open, and then you like wrestle it back down.
Like a sunshade.
Yeah, like a sunshade. But they call it a 2-second tent. Basically, like you take it out of the bag, you undo the clips, and you shake it, and pop, you have this tent.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah,
Cool. I assume you're gonna be high elevation, low elevation everywhere. It's good for all season type deal.
yeah,
That's good.
it's pretty good.
you
Yeah,
la-
I think this year the low, because they sent out an update, and it gives you average highs and lows of each base camp, and the lowest base camp average low is 37.
Okay.
Oh,
That's base camp 1, and we're there for 3 nights. And then the average high, I think, is Glamis, and that's like 96 or something. Can't remember.
So wait, you're gonna be 3 nights at one base camp?
Yes.
Because it's the tech one, right? Where you do tech and then you.
Well, we do tech and pre-tech at Mammoth, and then you transit to base camp 1.
Oh, that's right. That was like the 4-hour drive. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they don't know where it is yet.
No. They give us an idea of elevation
Yeah.
and temperature.
So you can dress accordingly, type.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But basically, you just bring.
I wonder if like the route got like affected because like all the weather that they've had like just in the Mammoth area and like
I'm
if you're
sure,
cutting
dude.
down into the desert, like a lot of this stuff's
Well,
closed off.
All that
floods.
rain we just had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's quite the nightmare trying to, they plan out the
Reroute
course
or
and then
anything.
thinking about, we just got all that rain, but how much flooding has like caused issues and having to think about rerouting. And
Yeah.
It'll make it
so-
for a good rally.
Hey,
Emily is always out like pre-running. So she's been out pre-running in the recent weeks, and she's been sending out updates like, yeah, the water's taking a toll on the routes. You're going to have to be careful. I mean, basically they're just like, that's the route. Be
it's still
careful.
there. Just figure it out.
As long as the roads are open.
More of a challenge. Hey,
Yeah.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
I am gonna follow it online.
yeah.
I'll be yelling too, just like you, Rob.
Yeah.
Whoa, don't go that way. Oh, that's awesome. Any other sponsors? Anybody else you like to shout out?
Did I
Maybe
get
your
everybody?
trophy husband?
Rob?
that's right.
Yeah,
you're so
he's
lucky to be
always,
married to me.
I like to say he'll support almost anything I want to do, and the things that he won't are probably dangerous.
Yeah.
Probably
It's for your own
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Lots of good sponsors. So that'll be, I've seen the vehicle, so I'm excited for y'all.
Oh
Yeah.
We'll be rooting.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Rob, what you got? What kind of
Any love for your vehicle?
Would you give me a few minutes to talk about this filming issue?
Yeah, go for
let's
it.
hit it, man. Yeah.
This is your plug, man. This is your time.
Yeah. We got all the time in the world.
So I mean, this is such a convoluted and complex topic, but the short of it is it's not exactly legal to film on any sort of federal public land right now if you are making sort of compensation doing it, right? So, there is some legislation that is moving through Congress right now trying to deal with that. So it's called America's Outdoor Recreation Act of 2023. So I would encourage your listeners to go take a look at that. It's one of these big omnibus bills. There's a lot in it, but Section 401 of that bill is dealing with sort of this filming issue and hopefully making it so that, all these great YouTubers that you love to watch are, kind of actually able to legally film without having to go through the permit process, which is very expensive and not really worth it.
You're talking about like commercial, like drone licensing and all that other kind of stuff.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, the way the law is currently written. I mean, I can give you the whole background on it if you guys want to talk about that for 10
I watched your video on it. Yeah, when you're talking about
so
it.
I mean, the short of it is that, there was a guy named Gordy Price that got involved in a lawsuit with the National Park Service a few years back, basically where he was just a single guy out there with like a handheld camera, and he was filming a documentary, and they, criminally charged him.
Really?
Yeah, for not getting a permit to do that. And that sort of kicked off, he countersued the government. And actually, he won his initial case. I mean, the judge in that case said, yeah, I mean, this is this guy's First Amendment right to go out here. And he's, really that judge in the original case that kind of kicked all this off, I think that judge got it exactly right, that the spirit of the law is about resource protection. So as long as you're not out in our public lands damaging resources in some way, who cares if you got your iPhone and you're filming, right? And who cares if you upload it to YouTube and you make a couple bucks off of it?
Yeah, you explained it. It was originally set up more for like big film crews, like Hollywood crews coming out, and taking over an area.
When these laws were written, I mean, YouTube and stuff wasn't really a thing, right?
Yeah.
But so anyway, so Gordon, he brought his lawsuit out, and he won actually, and the judge basically said it's about resource protection, and not allowing a guy with just a handheld camera that's not damaging resources to go out there and film is breaking his First Amendment right. Well, then the National Park Service, which is really the Department of Interior, appealed that decision up to a 3-judge panel, and they won. So in that decision, that judge actually went as far basically as to call out, that it did include social media. It wasn't just, Hollywood style filming, and that it was punishable by fines and up to 6 months in jail.
Really?
Yeah. So, that was kind of the last court case that's happened around this. Some other notable, like Kate and Nate and Kara and Nate.
Kara and Nate.
If anybody watches YouTube, they have a pretty big YouTube channel. I mean, they got in trouble with this thing.
Really?
Yeah. I know, I'm going to keep the name to myself, but, we know some other Overland folks that do some YouTube stuff. They got in trouble.
Really?
They did not make that public information. So, some people are kind of running into some difficulty with it, and it's a very strict interpretation of the law, but, kind of looking at how the judge arrived at the decision, and if you look at the actual law, yeah, I mean, it says if you're going to be commercial filming requires you to get a permit, and it defines commercial filming basically is it doesn't matter if you're making 50 cents or $5 million, you're commercially filming. So by the letter of the law, yes. So, they want to put you through this permitting process. And a lot of these YouTube videos, people are not making a lot of money.
You're not getting rich. Contrary to what people think, you're not getting rich off of YouTube.
No, it's something you do as a passion, right?
Yeah.
So they,
like this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But they, the permitting process can take 30 to 45 days. You have to kind of plan out everything you need to do. It can cost $700 to $1,000 for a permit.
Jeez.
They will often want to send out Park Service employees with you. Anyways, kind of long story short, I kind of started finding out about this. Because we do some YouTube stuff, right? And I saw that this case, and it was really, they were talking about the National Park Service. And so I started looking into it, and my first reaction was, okay, well, it's national park, like we'll just stay out of the national parks, whatever. We're usually in BLM and like other stuff, national forest, that sort of stuff, anyways. But so I started, I reached out to the National Park Service trying to clarify some things. And through that process, they ended up pointing me to the actual legislation that all this was based on, the reason they were saying you need a permit. And that was kind of very eye-opening to me, because what I realized was it's actually the Department of the Interior. It's not the National Park Service. And the Department of Interior oversees National Park, BLM, and Fish and Wildlife Service.
Yeah.
So once I kind of learned that, it sent me down this rabbit hole of trying to look in this. And I ended up actually, I contacted Overland Journal about writing an article for them about this. I just found the whole thing mesmerizing, right?
Yeah.
And, as I'm kind of looking at all these YouTube channels, and I'm like, man, are these guys getting permits? Like, what, like how, what
There's
is
no
going
way.
on, right?
There's no way.
So I just wanted to, so they did not want to do a journal article on it, but they ended up letting me write an article for Expedition Portal that they published. So kind of through that process, I did a lot of research. I spent months researching this whole topic. And, the end of it is that, national park, if you want to film a national park, as the law currently is, if you want to film a national park, they're going to say it's illegal unless you go and apply for a permit. Okay. And they're probably going to make you get a permit. And so unless you want to spend the money, like I personally would not do any commercial filming there. Yes, a lot of people are doing it. Most of the people are not seeing any trouble about it. I don't know. Do you want to take that chance? I personally don't. But, BLM, Fish and Wildlife National Forest, which is actually a Department of Agriculture, but it's not the same law, but it's very, very similar language if you look at it. So, I reached out and I talked to all of these different entities and just to kind of get each of their takes on how it was. And BLM is kind of a very confusing, depending on who you talk to at BLM. I actually worked my way all the way up to the national level and talked to the head of permitting for BLM as part of this article I was writing. Wow. And, like the state of Utah, for example, if you go and talk to the state of Utah, the head of permitting for Utah, well, basically their attitude is, no, that's fine. As long as you're not damaging resources, we don't require you to get a permit. But not all of the BLM field offices in all of the states see it the same way. So, just because Utah may say X, you can't assume that California and the field office in California may say X, right? So when I told the BLM I was writing about this topic, kind of what they officially told me that I should say about it, from their agency was people need to be calling BLM field offices where they intend to film and inquiring about a permit. They may tell you don't need a permit and you should get that in writing.
Yeah.
Always get it in writing.
And they may tell you need a permit. So
I talked to Susie and she said I didn't need one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fish and Wildlife, they're a little more on the strict side, like National Park. And then National Forests, I found them actually to be pretty strict. It was kind of surprising.
Really?
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I had a very interesting conversation with, one of the lead permitting officers for National Forest who, their point of view was that if you were doing any sort of filming and you posted it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, even if you weren't making any money from that, that was commercial filming because
just making your little stories and reels and all that.
That was their position because,
Really?
they said that, the companies commercialize it, right? They show ads next to the things you up, but their purpose,
you're tagging a company. And
their purpose is to make money. These media platforms, right? And so you're pushing media up to them that's taking up public land, which was a very extreme view. Like I did not get this from any of the other agencies, but it definitely made me think. And I said to the guy when I was talking to him, I was like, well, if what you're telling me is the right interpretation and this is true, I'm like, there are millions of people a year breaking this federal law.
Right.
And his response,
unknowingly.
Yeah. And his response to me was, yeah, it's a huge problem. And I was like, yeah. So, if anybody's interested in this topic, go look. I think the title of the article was "Your Overland Videos Can Send You to Prison" or something like that.
Very clickbaity.
Very clickbaity.
I was gonna say.
It's catchy.
But
that's the word.
There's kind of but that's out on Expedition Portal. There's kind of a shorter summary article, and then at the bottom of that article is kind of a very extensive white paper that I wrote, kind of covering this end to end and sharing all the particular laws and all this sort of stuff.
That's cool.
But the important thing to know is that there is legislation that's out there that's aiming to fix this issue. It's not going to completely fix the issue, but it's going to make it much better. I mean, the current situation today is if you're going to go do any filming for commercial purposes, you have to go, you should be inquiring about getting a permit. That is the safe thing to do.
And you say commercial purposes, it could be anything that is monetized.
Anything that's monetized. That's exactly right. Yeah. If you're making money off of it in some way, even if it's not direct payment, maybe you're receiving product or something like that, right? I mean, that would be the
Influencer stuff.
If you're sponsored or something,
But this new legislation that's out there basically is the way that the legislation is worded is if it's fewer than 6 people, so 5 people or less, and you are not damaging resources, you don't necessarily have to go apply for a permit. So, that would be far better than what we have right now, right? If you are up to 8 people, they have something called a de minimis permit, where it's supposed to be an easy process, probably low to no cost, and you could, you can get that permit if you have up to 8 people. So, that's a much better situation than we have right now.
See, that wouldn't be as bad. Like it's just almost like getting your fire permit. You're going to a new state, you should get your fire permit wherever you're going. So maybe just check up on that one too. But as long as it's something simple like that, versus you have to go through $700 permits and all this crazy shit. Make it affordable.
Well, when I first found out about this legislation, it was with the Senate ENR committee, the Energy and Natural Resources Committee. And I contacted them, and I actually ended up talking to the attorneys that drafted the language. And in the part of the, when they wrote it, they said 6 people or less involved in filming. So I kind of pushed them on this issue. I was like, what does involved mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like production back at home.
Yeah. What?
The guy driving by.
Yeah, because I said that could be interpreted a lot of ways. An example I gave them was, from kind of what we do. So let's say that Avis and I go out on a group trip, and I'm filming, right? I'm filming.
Mojave, for example, we had more.
I'm filming for our purposes, but there's 20 people there. Are those 20 people involved? Well, they couldn't really tell me. They told me they don't know.
Really?
Yeah. And they said, well, that would be up to the interpretation of the agency to figure out what that means. I'm like, well, that's really scary, right?
Yeah.
So, to their credit, before that bill got passed out they did pass it out of committee, and it's out to the Senate now waiting for a vote. They cleaned up the language a little bit. So that was good. They kind of clarified a little bit more about what involved.
So you had a hand in this.
I mean,
because you pushed them.
Yeah.
I questioned them.
Good.
And tried it. Yeah. So, hopefully this law gets passed, and, I would certainly like to see that happen. I would say apart from the number of people involved kind of being one constraint that's still going to be there, it also doesn't supersede anything in the Wilderness Act. So, even if this does become law, there's still commercial restrictions about anything that's deemed wilderness area. So, just something to watch out for. And, like apps like Onyx and all that are great to actually know where you're at. So, but yeah, it's America's Outdoor Recreation Act of 2023. Definitely go take a look. Call your senators.
Yeah.
And, tell them to kick it in gear, and let's get this thing passed.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of people are into the overlanding and all that stuff like that. Some of them are aspiring, YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah. And like myself, I'll make videos and I'll put them on YouTube. Like they're nothing good or quality, but it's mostly just to share with my family.
Yeah.
But like if for whatever reason, let's say all of a sudden it gets monetized for some stupid reason, I made 10 cents. Am I going to get a fine in the mail all of a sudden? That's crazy.
What I would say to people is, even if you're not doing YouTube, I mean, everybody's doing social media, right?
Yeah.
So, what if you end up with one of these very aggressive permit administrators who comes across your reel and they're like, you took this reel at the Grand Canyon or this BLM land and you did not acquire a permit, and this social media company is making money, and guess what? Now you're
responsible
and we're going to criminally charge you. I know that's a very extreme case.
Obviously, yeah.
But, that is really by the letter of the law, depending,
possible.
That's possible, right? So, I think anybody who does any sort of social media and shares it, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, probably would be in everybody's best interest to see this law passed.
Yeah,
so
good knowledge, man. Shoot. I mean, I've never heard of that, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't.
So a lot of people haven't.
Yeah.
Very eye-opening to me. Yeah.
Involved. Yeah, we have to figure out what involved means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
no waving when you pass it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you don't know me.
Yeah, you get people to sign waivers saying I had nothing to do with this. Yeah.
I was not involved.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to the attorneys on the ENR committee about that, and they were telling me they didn't know what it meant, and I said, well, just this is before they cleaned the language up, and I said, well, just help me understand. So this gets passed into law. agency out there comes up with some interpretation of what involved means, and now somebody breaks the law based on that interpretation. I'm like, what happens? And they said, well, the judge could come back to the committee and they could request the committee notes to try to decipher, what the word involved meant. And I said, that's great. I said, can I see the committee notes? And they said, no, we don't have any. And I was like, okay, so in reality, that doesn't really happen. So it'd be really awesome if you guys would clean that language up. And they did, which is great. So I don't necessarily, I kind of wish it was not as restrictive as it is, but at least it's clear.
Yeah, that's good.
Hopefully moving in the right direction. Shoot.
I break laws every day. I don't even know.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, they say most people do, right? I mean, I think, isn't it something like the average person commits like 3 felonies a day or something and doesn't even know it?
Probably.
It all comes down to intent. You know what I mean? Like, did you intend to break the speed limit? Like, or were there no signs posted? You had no idea type deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ignorance is not a defense is what I was told.
I'm sure my vehicle driving that thing around half this, in California isn't technically legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many laws.
You got mud flaps on that thing, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're
Totally.
detachable for your videos.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
Yeah.
You're always within the spec of the law.
Always.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Depends on your interpretation of the law, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right on.
Anyways, that's my plug. Thank you guys for letting me say that.
No, I'm glad you did.
for sure.
Good
It's
knowledge.
Something I'm a little passionate about, and it's really going to be disappointing if this doesn't get through.
Yeah, you have to let us know how it goes too. You know what I mean? We'll obviously
it takes
pay attention now,
if
but
the millions of people that listen to this
absolutely,
podcast
all of us
would
rise
simply
up.
make a single phone call to their senator and say, please pass Aurora, they'd push it right through. So, all the millions of people listening to this podcast, please, I'm asking you.
Hey, you never know. Hey, we have some good downloads,
Yeah.
Maybe
What do you have? Like 60,000, over 60,000 downloads.
like that. I don't remember.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know why or who. But
Did you make a post about that at all on your Instagram or anything?
I have posted about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've posted about it, and I've talked.
I'll have to go through your Instagram then because I'll share that. I mean, on our stories and stuff, just to kind of like
I don't know if I've made a post. I mean, I've definitely talked about it in stories.
in stories,
and that
yeah.
sort of stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if you had like a hard post that I could reshare. Or
I don't. I don't think a lot of people really grasp. It's hard in an Instagram story to talk about really what this issue
because it
is,
vanishes so
Yeah,
quickly. But it
and
gets
just
some traction.
the
People will share it over and stuff like that. Like I've noticed a lot of times, like like our buddy Adam Circle L, he'll do stuff about the Forest Services or something like that, or tread lightly stuff, and I'll notice it gets shared around quite often and stuff by this same people doing it and stuff like that. So
when I wrote that article for Expedition Portal, it got posted out. You guys familiar with the Overland USA Facebook group on Facebook? It's probably one of the biggest Overland groups out there. There's like 100,000 people in it or something.
really,
no, I'm aware of it. Yeah, I'm just never on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook anymore.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not a lot either. But the article is posted out there, and it made it about 4 days, and they took it down.
Oh, for real?
Oh, really? Why?
I don't know why.
They took it down to Overland.
I don't know who took it down. I don't
admins
really
for
know
that?
what happened.
Why would they not take that down?
Because they don't want to promote the fact that
it's a
then
little-
it becomes knowledge. Like they're like, oh,
It's a
so now
little-
you're knowingly breaking the
It's
law.
a little bit
Oh,
political,
I
right?
see,
I
I
mean,
see.
if you think about all of these companies that are relying on influencers,
They don't want them to stop filming.
they don't want them to stop filming. They don't, and really for the companies, it's a win-win. They're paying these influencers or giving them gear, or, whatever they're doing to go out and film this stuff, and the company's attached from that, right? They have no legal.
I was gonna say
They're not the
they have
ones that are going to
zero
get in
risk.
trouble.
Wash
Yeah.
their
Right.
hands of it, and yeah.
So why would they want that to be? I'm not saying that's what happened here. I don't really know what happened here, but
If you had to assume,
Yeah, there's signs.
yeah, there was some fighting, and I as part of this and this passion I've had about this, I've talked to a lot of YouTubers. I mean, I think it's somewhere around the 7 million subscriber mark of the number of cumulative channels I've talked to about this topic. Some of them very large, some of them in the overland space or the off-road space, some of them not, but they still do, kind of filming on public lands. And there's only been one that has been willing to talk about this publicly. And I get it. Right. I mean, if you've kind of made this lifestyle for yourself and it's income that you rely on, you're not going to go out on your channel and say, hey, I've probably been filming illegally, but you guys can help me.
Yeah, right.
And contact your congressman. Right?
I'll have to ask you off air who the one you're saying who's been penalized, because I've noticed I've watched a lot of YouTube shows and channels and stuff, and I've noticed people changing the way they do things a lot on their channels lately.
Well, some, as this has become more public knowledge, I mean, some are out there trying to get permits. I mean, and for some of the bigger channels, it's probably worth it. If they have to pay a couple $100 for a permit, they're making enough on their videos that, it
offsets it. Yeah.
People like us, no.
Not worth it. Yeah,
not worth it. Yeah. So we just don't monetize. But yeah.
Well, that's cool. It's good information. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm never filming anything again. I'm scared now.
Right. Sorry, everybody. I'm closing my Instagram. No.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Closing up shop.
All those amazing reels I put out. Yeah.
Right on. What do you got, Jared?
Oh, plugin. Shoot. I don't know.
Okay, well, I got one.
You got one? I'm trying.
Yeah. I was going to shout out our buddy James Porter. He contacted me on the way over here tonight. And he travels all over the country. He's like a truck driver, basically. And he had stopped in Alabama, was it?
Yeah, Bama.
Yeah, he was out in Alabama, and he's like, hey, I saw this really cool rig. And it was like some just ridiculous, awesome rig. You can pull it up and tell me what exactly it is. It's like some Ford diesel truck thing that has like 80 gallons of gas on it or something.
It looked like it was, here, I'll show you guys a picture of it, but it was like a van conversion with a...
That's right. With like a camper on it type deal.
Oh, wow.
It's like the front's like an F or E350 van or something like that.
Super unique.
Yeah, like he's got all this gear on the back.
Yeah, he's got gear. I'll post it all. I was exaggerating with all the gas. I just remember seeing a bunch of gas, like roto packs or something on it. But anyways, James just randomly stopped in Alabama, saw this rig, started talking to the guy, and he's like, hey, do you listen to the Average Overlanders? Sure as shit, this guy listens to us.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know his name because I don't think James gave it to us.
See if he has it on his he's got
on his
stickers all over
whatever,
there. Patagonia, Explorer.
But hey, if you're listening and that's you and you have some Econoline E350 with like a camper van type of conversion.
Oh, it is. It's a E350 4x4 with a camper conversion on it, it looks like.
Yeah, if that's you, hit us up. We got a patch and some stickers for you. We got some swag.
He's got a lot of stickers on the side, so we'll have to add it to him.
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought it was kind of cool. He's out in the middle of Alabama and he runs into one of our listeners. So
That's crazy.
That's really cool. So, hey, talk to your senator in Alabama.
Yeah. Don't get shut down. Hope you're not making YouTube videos. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I got. Thanks, James. Thanks for the listener. I don't know your name.
Yeah. I'll shout out the dude at the RV station in Mammoth who was hooking us up with propane. He was a cool guy. He had an 80 series Land Cruiser, and he used to be a journalist, I guess, for like a bunch of like I can't remember the name, like some of the off-road and overland magazines and stuff back in the day. And but now he's I guess he's living up in Mammoth, working there. But he was
slinging
propane, man. He was a cool guy. I talked to him for a while, and then he was giving us like little tips, like, oh, you got to check out this spot and like this spot, and like he was giving us a list for days. Like, I mean, well, I'm only up here for 4 days, man, but but we'll go back because he was giving us some cool little tidbits of like some local stuff to go check out that like I wouldn't have even thought of. I had no idea was even in the area. So
always ask the locals.
Yeah, I've twice been actually up in 395, and I just randomly ran into somebody, and I'm like, hey man, he's like, oh dude, no, don't avoid those, don't go to those hot springs, this is the one you want to, because there's not gonna be any people there,
not gonna run into any random weird naked dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
hey, that's gonna be me one day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's Ben. Shit. No. So I shout out to you. I don't even remember if I got his name, but he was a cool guy. Always check with the locals, like you said, they're super informative. So
right on. Shout out to the locals.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for making the trek all the way down to Southern California for
you guys
this.
drove all the way out from Utah,
you did just for us.
Just for this. Yeah, it's the only reason we're here.
Totally.
Yeah.
Shockingly, we're here for training.
So, thanks for having us on, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
No, definitely. And I definitely want to go out with you guys.
Yeah, you have to show us around. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the Rebelle Rally course.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We might even drive out to Utah. We've been Jess and I have been talking about just driving out there, just because it's not that far of a drive, really.
It's not that bad.
No.
Yeah, like a 6-hour drive or something, for southern Utah. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to come up and visit you guys. And
I mean, you
show
might
us
spend
around.
4 hours just trying to get out of the local traffic here in California.
Yeah,
Once you get past
the
that,
the longest stretch is just getting
There's
out of
that.
California. But yeah.
Yeah, and real quick, just for all the listeners, want to follow you on YouTube, Instagram, everything else. What's your Instagram again?
Overland _V1.0.
Just real quick, where did that come from? I've always racked my brain. I'm like, what?
Yeah, why not version 2.0?
I have no idea.
It just sounded good.
I've got a background in software dev, and I was like, it's kind of like the
little play on it.
1.0. Yeah, what I didn't really think about was like, well, am I going to be 1.0 forever? I don't know.
Yeah, what if you get a new rig?
Never
what if I do?
iterate.
Never iterate. Yeah, version 1 forever.
I'm
Always.
sorry, we broke that rule.
No, that's awesome. That's a cool name. Well, go follow them. Check out their videos. Go check out your article you wrote and white paper, and call your senators.
Yeah, get on it. So,
Stuff. Thank you guys.
All right, thank
yep,
you.
thank you.
Thanks, Avis.
And good luck in the rally.
Yes, good luck.
The Rebelle.
Thanks.
We'll be there.
We'll be at the finish line. I'll be at the gala somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow Ben's going to be there.
Somehow,
If you're
some
sneaking
way.
in.
I'll just be hanging out in the dunes somewhere, but yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys afterwards.
Somebody order margaritas. All right, thanks everyone.
Cool. Thank you everybody for hanging out and listening, and we'll catch you around somewhere.
On the next one.
Next one. Yeah. All right.
Perfect.